service and one of the great players to ever play for the Boston Bruins. He's such a great effort guy and everything he stands for, the way he plays the game, as we've seen just a short period of time. A big part of that championship last year once the trade was made. So I got to tell you, man, that was nice. You know, Boston fans sometimes get ripped for different things. That tribute, that was amazing. I think Brad Marchand was surprised that everybody was going to cheer him on like that. I think he was a little concerned, like, you're not with us anymore, screw you. And I get a lot of it always has to do with how you leave, because I saw KD last night in Oklahoma City, and they're booing him every time he got the ball. He was their guy, and he left and went to Golden State. And a lot of people still bring it up. How do you leave a team that just beat you in the playoffs when you guys were up like you were, and now you go, all right, we lost, I'm going to the other team that just beat us? And then you got a guy like Marchand that was just as loyal as can be. And over a contract dispute, they moved him, said, hey, man, we're going a different direction. This thing's not working the way we're going, and we want to make sure we don't overpay you. And the whole thing that happened, I guess most people know. But I got to tell you, that was nice last night. That was classy. He was emotional, and it was fun to watch. It's just sitting back and watching it without the Boston attachment that they had for his service up there. But I can appreciate when you get a guy like that, and you saw him, and you're a diehard fan. You've been going to those games for a long time. You love the way Brad Marchand plays the game, and of course they go on to get that win last night, which they desperately needed, coming back home at 4-4 on the season. NBA kicking off. Woody also mentioned that, and a nice start last night. How about that for your first game out? First game out, double overtime last night. I didn't see it. I'd be lying to you if I told you I stayed up and watched the whole thing.
I was telling him I went to bed, and Shea had 11 points. I took him first in the fantasy draft. I go, uh-oh. They were talking about on Twitter how he was washed.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning. He had 34.
I don't know what Twitter says, because Twitter's kind of
they are minute
yeah.
to minute, yeah.
But I wouldn't worry about him, because he ended up with a huge night. And
I'm just sitting here waiting for you to shout out Jimmy Butler.
He did have 31 last night. Still a bum. Still a bum. He did.
Hey, man, he's good for a couple of good games.
No,
he's going to have an ankle or something will pop up.
He got off to a great start last night. Very efficient. He shot. Hey, that was a Jimmy Butler game. 7. I'm not saying I looked at the final stat sheet, but 7 for 14 and made all his free throws. Shot a lot of free throws. He does have a great ability to get to the basket, but I'm over this guy.
Skinny Luke had a nice game.
He did, man. That the new guy did, but again, so he has all those points, and his plus minus is still not very good. I know you can say, well, it's
I know the crazy thing about the whole Lakers, like LeBron is going to end his career with this. It is a very strange way to see a guy like that end his career. And I know he got one over there in the bubble, but man,
I know LeBron was real. I believe LeBron was really excited to get Luka and get a chance to play with him. I don't know. Why do I feel like after he played with him, he was like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
The problem with Luka is he's just such a ball-dominant player.
Yes, he is.
Like, you look at the other great players that LeBron has played with, right? And you throw Dwayne in there. And Dwayne sacrificed and let LeBron be the number one.
I'm glad
Chris Bosh,
you
talk about back seat.
Hey, I was there today. Chris Bosh said, listen, for all you guys keep asking me about my numbers as the third guy, I was there, and he said, nothing's drawn up for me. There's no place for me. The other two guys get it. I'm not complaining, but I don't want to hear about my 9 or 10 or 11 or 12-point games. I don't want to hear it. So,
and then the next best player had to be Kyrie Irving, right? Who played a nice, Robin to LeBron's Batman. But this is definitely a strange situation.
But Kyrie left too, because Kyrie didn't want to be the number 2 guy.
Yeah, how'd that work out for him? Not so well.
It didn't work out great.
No.
And so he's back in his.
Hey man, that team won maybe the greatest NBA Finals ever. That Cavs team, best one I've ever seen, at least.
What do you mean as far as what?
That
All the Golden
comeback
State guys got hurt?
No, what are you talking about got hurt? I'm talking about the one where they came all the way back and won it in Game 7. That thing was incredible, man.
You're talking about against Golden State?
Yeah.
With all their guys hurt. Yeah, I didn't know if that was the game you're talking about.
Oh, okay. All that were hurt?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you go back and see who was banged up and couldn't play
in those games?
Yeah.
Okay.
See who was out there.
So really you're going to take that one away from him too, huh?
No, they count, man. No, I don't do that. No. But you're calling it the greatest of all time, and I'm like, calm down.
It's pretty impressive.
Calm down there,
It was 3-1.
Hey, calm down, youngster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better than Michael Jordan beating Karl Malone and John Stockton every year.
Hey, man. Don't. NBC, by the way, last night. Great.
Yeah.
Job. Before I get in a jabbing contest with you again, first thing in the morning.
Hey, it's basketball season.
I got to tell you, NBC, it was great having it back, man. It took me back to Saturdays and Sundays at NBC, and you go on a little bit late, and MJ just scored like 40, and the numbers were like football numbers back then. MJ they had Michael Jordan like he was every primetime game on a Saturday or Sunday on NBC. It seemed like back then against another really good team, one of the 3 or 4 really good teams in the NBA back then that were playing against them. But what a great time, and boy, did they play that whole thing up last night, man. Going back to the old school, even asked the new guys, what do you remember? And of course, they made it into a joke. Those guys, we weren't born. We weren't around. Well, we're back. We're back. NBC with the start of the games last night. Anyway, hey, man, we got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. Opening night for the Miami Heat in Orlando. I was really curious to see. This is a completely different deal now for Eric Spoelstra. And Heat fans know, like, yeah, there's nobody out there can tell me what this thing's going to look like. You have no idea. None of us do. I don't care how smart of NBA person you are or big a fan you are, you have no idea what to expect from potentially Mitchell, Norman Powell, Wiggins, Bam, and whoever else you throw in there as a fifth person. You have until, especially with Tyler Hero out, you have no idea. And then, I wanted to hear the comments, and I see Spo going, well, the lineup and rotation will remain a work in progress. And then he also said this team has great potential for growth. And I was like, wow.
It's a little different, huh?
It is a little different. I mean, look, it's not like we have no shot. It's just I need some young dudes to up their games in a big way. Basically, my first round picks that we've had here now that have been here for a couple of years need to really pick it up in the names of Jovic, Ware, and Hawkes to get right to it.
Isn't it weird, though? There's like no expectations for this team. Right? Like I'm guessing most people, if you were to do a poll this morning, probably think this team's going to be a 500 team.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And Joe, if you were asking me, to be quite honest, that's probably where they're at, right? That's their win total is like right at 500.
Well,
they clearly didn't improve dramatically in the offseason.
What's 500? I know 500 smells and feels like a plan.
Yeah. But that's what they've been with this group, right?
The way, they were with Jimmy Butler. So, yeah.
Maybe, though, with, the lack of expectations and the spotlight is off of this franchise, maybe they'll surprise some people.
I think they're a lot happier in this situation with all that drama, that Riley and Butler drama. That, by the way, this organization has never been through. That thing that happened last year, they've never been through. I've been here for most of them. Check that. I've been here for all of them since this thing started, and they've never had a situation like that. We've had some guys leave town. The Shaq leaving was not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Got into the weight, and it got a little ugly.
Dwayne leaving was not good.
D Wade was going, wait a second.
Really bad, actually.
You're not going to pay me, but you're going to pay a guy that's a bum that's a center. Boy, that
wasn't a bum then, but
he was becoming a bum. They just didn't know it when they gave him that money.
That guy just stood there and got 20 and 20.
Yeah, he didn't get 20 all
They also messed around and tried to get Kevin Durant that year, too. He was really pissed about that. Remember?
Yeah, but that was a last second. And
they've been trying to get Kevin Durant for 20 years.
KD came out and said, I'm only doing this because I respect Pat Riley.
Yeah.
I'm going to meet with him. But
and Dwayne goes up. That's enough.
Yeah. Well, that's when D Wade came out and goes, hey, by the way, for the record, is the greatest player to ever be drafted by this Miami Heat team and my career that I've had here. I want to let you know I've never been the highest paid player on the team.
The LeBron ending
was blown
pretty
away.
Weird too. Remember the LeBron ending when he wouldn't meet with Riley? Where is it? Yeah. He made him fly out to Vegas or something,
but
right?
That was done. That was.
Oh yeah, I know that was done.
That after the sweat box in San Antonio, that was.
I think LeBron had a plan. Yes.
Yeah,
I think he had a plan regardless, win or lose in that one. Don't you? It all seemed pretty orchestrated.
I just feel like if he would have won that, it would have been a little harder to leave. No,
I also think LeBron doesn't give a crap about Cleveland. I think it was all a nice little PR move. Goes back there. He wins his championship in dramatic fashion.
And by the way,
cements his legacy.
Yeah, everything changed once he went back and got Cleveland and they got that championship you were just talking about. It changed everything.
By the way, everyone played in that game. I had to go back and double check. But
I will just
you were thinking of Kawhi, I think.
No, I was thinking about one of those series with
No, LeBron came back. They were down 3-1. They came back. They won in game 7. It was like the greatest. It was the game with the block where he blocks Draymond Green and Mike Breen lost his mind. Like,
you sure they're having about anyway? Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. I'm gonna sit here.
I know you don't. You're not a LeBron guy. I know you're not a LeBron guy. I know
it's not that. Will you stop about what I am and I'm not? Seriously, why do you have to be like an idiot first thing in the morning and you just start right up and just give me a chance here before you decide you have to go at it here? Hey, by the way, and we've got a lot of other stuff to get to here. Is there anything else you want to jump in on here before I get rolling? We got.
I was kind of actually enjoying the 15 minutes without talking about the Dolphins, but
all right. Well, listen. We have to get.
How's that going over there?
Hey, we got to go to break here. We'll give Woody a chance to look up some more stats here and move on. But first, I do want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. Man, it's truck month, and if you're starting to look around, I got to tell you, man, your South Florida Chevy dealers truck family is sweet. The durable Colorado with a standard Turbo Max engine and impressive torque. Silverado 1500's always ready, steady, and strong. And boy, from a workday workhorse to a weekend warrior, just everything you could ever want. Right over to Silverado HD. Boy, you will just love the legendary horsepower and one of the hardest working beds in the business. What I'm telling you is this. When it comes to the truck family at your South Florida Chevy dealer, strong, durable, and we've got a truck absolutely perfect for your lifestyle. Whether it's midsize, full-size, or heavy-duty truck, Chevy pickups will never ask you to compromise anything. No, you love your trucks, and we know it. We want you to stop by, take a test drive, get a great deal, and drive away in a South Florida Chevy dealer's truck.
Rock the Ocean's iconic music festival Tortuga returns to Fort Lauderdale Beach next April with Post Malone, Riley Green, Kenny Chesney, and way more. We got a chance for you to win 3-day passes for you and a friend. To enter, go to the contest page at WQAM.com and register now. And how about one more while we're at it here, Joe?
What else you have? Pretty good start.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members Rush just announced their 50-something tour, and we've got a chance for you and a guest to win a flyaway to see them at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Price includes tickets to the show, round-trip airfare, and a 2-night hotel stay. To enter, go to WQAM.com. This is a national contest.
Yeah, national contest. But it's worth it. I mean, to give it a shot. I mean, it's a nice
MSG,
trip.
Man.
Yeah,
I've never seen a concert there, have you?
I've only seen New York Knicks basketball games there. That's it.
I'm very jealous of some of the games you've seen in that building.
Knockdown, dragouts with
you were at all the Heat Knicks games, huh?
All of them.
Where'd they sit you guys for those games?
Not bad seats.
Yeah.
Not bad seats. Yeah, not bad at all, man. They took care of us back then. It was great.
That's been renovated recently. I don't know if you've been.
I caught the old one, yeah.
Okay.
It was. Yeah. Hey,
I happened to be there last year for that Canes game. But yeah, they did renovate.
It was the Orange Bowl of arenas. It really was the old Orange Bowl. Like, it's yours, and you don't want to hear anybody bitch about it, but it's not exactly,
It still has a really good feel to it. It's just gotten very.
It's legendary, man.
It's the word, like where they build a ton of suites and expensive seats downstairs.
Location is fantastic.
Yeah,
right there. Where
a lot of good food, right? A lot of good pizza right around there.
Anyway, hey, we've got a lot of other stuff going on here. So, as everybody knows, the Dolphins are 1-6, coming off a really, 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 I can't say really enough, we'll run out of time, bad loss, 31-6, and officially have hit. It's no secret. They know it. Everybody knows it. The lowest point in a long, long time with that loss. And the question now is, how do you bounce back? Because all the shows yesterday is how much time does Mike have left before they make a change? And so this is a tricky one, man. This is it
safe to say he's got the rest of the season at this point?
No.
Football. What are they waiting for, though?
The football is really bad. And when you just played another team that you looked at their roster, and they do at the very top, and you look at your roster and you go, wow, I know their defense is better, but man, overall, we should at least have, everybody was picking at 2016 and 1916, and you end up, the game was over, first play in the third quarter, goes on to be 31-6. And by the way, it was a big game for players to kind of get things going right. Now, there's a lot of different parts of this that I want to get to, but there were a lot of things said after the game that people are going to hold Mike to. But I'm just curious, when those guys are all coming back, they had yesterday off, they're coming back to work. How do you bounce back when you've had very, very little success and now went to Cleveland and got kicked around like you did in the opener, which, as we now know, the culture really, really good, had the best record in the NFL, but you just lost to no matter how you put it. I know they've got 2 wins now, but it was not a very good Browns team. They're talking about their coach being on a hot seat, although I guess it's probably a lot cooler these days. So Mike talked about changes. He's going to go back and watch the tape, and I'm guessing yesterday with the players mostly out except for the guys that came in to watch and get treatment and all that stuff. A lot of guys are probably there, but coaches have meetings and go over everything, and Mike talked about making changes. I can't worry about it. I got to have them. I'll look at it with them, and this is not acceptable. It's been going on too long. I'm going to make changes. So when he said that, I was like, I came on, Woody, and we were saying, wait a sec, man, you got 53 guys. What are you going to do? Like, how many changes can you make? So Dante Trader went from 34 snaps, the safety, who missed the McConkey play at the end, and gave, he was, I don't know if he's on coverage, a broken play, and now everybody's saying, oh, I heard the wrong call, and I thought he had him. And anyway, so Dante Trader obviously did not play well because he went from 34 snaps against the Chargers to 0 snaps in this last game. So you've got two things. You can bench some veteran players because you've got some older players and you're playing a lot of rookies. You bench the wrong veteran in this very fragile situation that you're in right now with this team. Mike knows it. Coaches know it. When you lose like this, I had not been through that as with the Dolphins to this. We were 8-8 one year, my rookie year actually, but this is different level right now. This is not, well, we've done it before, we can win 5 or 6 in a row. This is, they're trying to put together a complete game. They're trying to figure out how to score. Problems were just on the defense. Now they're on the offense and game plan and coaches. And what are we coaching these guys? What are we doing? Same problems popping up. So you start talking about changes. He's got to make sure it's the right veteran and explains it and understands it. And then are you going to start benching rookies? 1 and 6, they got to play. You got to keep playing them. You can't give up on them after 6 or 7 games. There's that was a game plan. And I know it's desperate times right now. And then Mike's got to get his quarterback going again. Couple of awful games. And I know it looked like he threw the winning touchdown against the Chargers. I'm aware of all that. But he has not played well. He hasn't. Not even close to the guy that was throwing to Waddle and Tyreek Hill all over the football field. So there's a lot. And by the way, the guys are all looking at the number one guy because everybody in this league understands it starts with the QB. It starts with the QB. Don't get me wrong. The QB is the most important position, but, there are other parts. It's 11-on-11 game. We always say that. It's the ultimate team sport because it is 11-on-11 in 3 different groups, offense, defense, and special teams. And they're all important. Everybody understands that. But nothing's more important than your franchise quarterback. Nothing. And we can talk about all the things around him. Yes, you'd like to have it perfect. Nothing's going to be perfect right now for any quarterbacks. They're all losing offensive linemen. They're losing weapons. Some are down a couple of running backs. We've seen it already with everybody we played against, playing with backup running backs and linemen down to 4th and 5th offensive tackles against the Chargers. They're playing. So there's a lot to get cleaned up. They didn't score a touchdown last week against the Browns. So let's start there of figuring out a game plan without your best pass receiving tight end. He's out. Waller's not playing this week, not expected to play. And then you got to figure out how to get Waddle the ball. What can we do to get our best wide receiver right now, not up for debate there, whether he's a 1 or a 2, that's a different discussion. But he's clearly your best receiver. How do we get our best players? They're great at getting Machand the ball. Don't get me wrong. Machand between swing passes and things they're setting up and screens out wide and running the football. We're getting about as much as you can get out of Machand without getting this guy injured. So there is a lot of work to be done to see which way this thing's going to go. I felt like ownership said, well, we were competitive. Well, we should have won the Chargers game. Well, we're getting closer. I think we're getting closer to getting this thing flipped around. And then you have a game like that. So everything you felt really, really good about in these tight ball games. And going, hey, we were right there with 5 minutes left. Hey, we were right there with 30 seconds left. We just need. Part of this thing is your best players have to make plays late in games. They got to come up with sacks. They got to come up with stops. They got to be the ones that make the big catch, the big throw. That doesn't change. Your best players, you hear it every week on national TV. They're big guys. Their stars are going to have to show up today and make plays. And it hasn't been happening. Then you worry about confidence and all the other things that go with this that you got to clean up. Penalties, turnovers, 1 for 13 on third down. And I felt like the offense was kind of pointing the finger, like defense a little bit there for a minute, like we got to clean some things up. And Mike had some comments about his defense and what he said, the coordination of his defense, which, coordinator. And then last week, Mike had nowhere to go, man, except look in the mirror and go, man, my offense stunk. We couldn't score a touchdown in that game. So, back and forth. And by the way, that's the other part of this, because this was going on in Cleveland, led by their best player saying, our offense is killing us. We can't score points. We can't score more than 17 points in like a year and a half. We have not scored more than 17 points in a year and a half. And we've helped them defensively, and they can't score. So they were starting to point fingers like we got the third-ranked defense, but our offense is terrible. 13 points a game. And so these are the kind of things that start to happen when everybody looks, and what about your side, and look what you're making, and then the private little meetings take place and guys get together for bitch sessions. And then the other one I heard yesterday, and it's so true. If you're going to stand up in front of that room and be the leader and or be the captain leader, or, hey guys, bring it in, I want to say something, you better know they know how well you're playing too. You better be good if you're going to stand up in front of that room. You better be a really good player. Because respect comes not just from guys that talk and say the right things. They're guys that can play. They're guys you trust. They're guys that are out there just going 100 miles an hour. And there's just not a lot of those guys on this team right now. There just isn't. So it's got some interesting stuff. Stephen Ross, he threw this out last night. I don't know who, I'm not sure which writer is this. This could be a Barry Jackson special. 16 years, 3 playoff trips in 16 years for Stephen Ross as the owner. 0 for 3 in the playoffs. And the schedule doesn't get any easier, even with Lamar Jackson coming here potentially with 1 win. So there's a lot of work. A lot of work to be done. Everybody's going to be watching what Mike says and does. They got a microscope on them, and they have had, over the last few weeks, they have been beaten up, hammered by the national media, and it's all been negative. It's all negative. There's nothing positive out of what's being said about the coach, about Tua, about the team. And they're coming out, well, that's not true. Our guys have not quit. I look them in the eye, and they're like, we're ready to go, coach. We got your back. And he goes, and I got your back too. Sounds great, man. Sounds great.
Doesn't it feel like they've quit, though? Because they say the same stuff after every loss.
Well, that's the problem.
You get like,
it's like
Chubb or whoever will go up there and, we got to look in the mirror.
Right.
And
I'm guessing
where do you see what we're made of?
When Stephen Ross goes in there and he talks to Mike and they have their 10 minutes together, which is, Mike's been pretty open about. I wonder at some point, does Mr. Ross just go, I don't want to hear anymore. Just
pack your stuff and go home?
No, I don't want to hear anymore. I think Stephen Ross has shown his hand. He really likes these guys. He really, really likes them and wants to give them every chance. The point is,
promise everyone likes them. Everybody seems to like Chris. Right? I mean, he seems like a great guy. I'm sure he's lovely to work with.
Well, I will tell you one thing. He's laying pretty low right now.
What do you think he's going to answer for this? Come on.
No.
And the same thing with Mike. People seem to like Mike. He seems like a good enough guy.
Yeah, Mike does.
I don't think these guys are bad guys.
I don't think Mike and Chris have a bad bone in their body, but
he's not running a charity over there, though, man. Like this is it's an NFL football team.
This is a bottom line, cold ass. Are you getting it done or not? And it used to be that was a player thing. Like, are you playing well or not? Not living up to your money. Now we got to let you go. So the players know how this thing works, and they're looking, going,
Those guys are going to walk away with a boatload of cash. I wouldn't feel too bad. Mike will get a job as a coordinator because he's good at what he does as far as that goes.
Actually, you're right, Woody. The outcome, the other part of this that does suck, though, if this thing does, is you got a lot of good guys on the coaching staff. Some will get jobs. Some might not get jobs. Not right away. Some guys.
Yeah, no, this is a terrible situation, man. This was the worst case scenario.
It's bad for a lot of people. Hey, what do you think the front office guys are thinking? How many of us are around scouts and head of scouts and everything else that makes up a huge department for guys keeping an eye on free agents, to the guys that are going around for the draft and looking at guys and going. They're already got guys all over the country openly looking at quarterbacks.
It's not a one-off thing here, Joe. It's not like they've hit a rough patch, this franchise.
No,
this is a quarter century of this stuff.
Well, this doesn't feel like just a rough start to a season. You're right.
Yeah.
This feels like a much bigger problem.
It's sad that this thing looked so good to start and it's ending like this.
Yes.
I mean, it really is truly sad.
Hey, man, I felt like it was just yesterday. I said, this is the best roster we've had in 20 years.
It was. When they were winning all those games, it was.
And it was how you were winning. It was exciting.
Yeah, they were torching people. They were throwing a ball all over the place. It was great.
Remember all that stuff about Marino and people were pooping on Marino and Clayton and Duper and the passing game? That's funny how that thing kind of stopped, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, they're better. They're the best combination ever. Tua and Tyreek and Jalen.
They were for a minute there.
Remember,
for a quick minute, and then
know what?
Something happened to Tua, but
I talked to Mark Duper about this because he was the one who's getting fired. I remember he's calling us and stuff. He said, "Hey, do it for a decade or close to a decade. Do it for more than a year or two, and then call us, please. We'd like to." Mark
so
and
I guess
Mark
he was
would love
right.
to talk to you. Hey, right now I want to tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and low T and everything else. Man, I'm going through it. Check that. I was going through it. Atlantic Men's Clinic. Thank you so much. Can't thank you enough, man. I didn't even want to go to that first appointment. I didn't, but I did know this. I had low T. I gained that 20 pounds. I went over 260 for the first time in my life. And sitting there, and I told somebody the other night, I was 35 pounds away from 300. And I went, oh, boy. And the pants never lie. When you go to put those pants on, you haven't put on for a while, and they didn't fit. And I go, well, I'm not working out, and I'm eating the same amount of food, if not more, and not taking care of myself because I have no energy. I can't even stay awake to watch a movie. And then ED, sex drive. And I was like, well, that was hit and miss. And then it was just miss. Nothing was happening in the bedroom. Sorry, Mrs. Rose, nothing. You were making excuses for me. It was so bad. But I want to let you know, I did go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I set up that first appointment. I got the PSA test. I met with their professionals, explained everything to me, made me feel a little better to know that this is going to happen to every guy, because I thought it was a me problem. And I realized every man at some point is going to have low T and ED. The best news about this whole thing is Atlantic Men's Clinic takes care of it, and they do it quickly. You get the testing done, all those things I was talking about. And then on top of that, they put together a program that's perfect for you to get great results, get your energy level back, get your sex drive back, things that haven't been happening to you for a while. And all of a sudden you're going, man. And by the way, it happens in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. All guys are different. But you can get hit as early as there's guys showing up when I go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. They're in their early 40s. I just want to let you know, man, don't worry about it. If you want to get rid of it, Atlantic Men's Clinic can do it. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you, including a brand new one in Hollywood. Call them today and set up that first appointment, 877-455-7300, or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. to everybody out there. Heat opener tonight in Orlando. Eric Reed will join us later on in the show. We'll talk to him. And well, I'll tell you what, this is new for Heat fans. This is brand new to start a season. When you start hearing comments like the lineup, the rotation, starting lineup and the rotation, who's coming off the bench, will remain a work in progress, as in we'll see how everybody plays. And he's talking about great potential for growth, like the upside of these young guys. And I've been all over this for a year now since they keep drafting all these guys. It's the most number one picks we've ever had. Now it's finding out which of these guys can take their game, Jovic, Ware, Jaquez, any of them to and Jaime's coming off what are we just going to call it, a sophomore funk.
Well, Jovic better step up, man. I know they were big on keeping him. Well, throw him in any of those deals or whatever. Claiming he better step up.
They're claiming a lot of teams wanted him, and they listen.
He's good to go tonight. He had a little DTD next to his name. He's good to go.
6'10", and I kind of like the fact he came out and said, "Man, I want to start. I don't want to come. I'll do whatever they want, but I want to start."
We've had issues with that in the past, though, haven't we?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm really curious to see. You got the veteran guys and Andrew. I know what I'm going to get for the Andrew Wiggins. I just do.
You don't seem crazy about him.
No, I'm okay. I mean, I think teams want him. He's a nice piece, but he's had problems off the court where he misses games, and the Golden State team was great about it. And Norman Powell's a nice piece at 33 years old now and coming off a really good season. Bam, you know what you're getting with Bam, but I don't want to hear anybody say, well, we're going to get 23 a game. Remember, we've been doing that every year. We're going to get 23 a game out of Bam. Bam's the guy that's going to jump up. No, it was Tyler Hero, actually, who scored almost 24 points a game. He's out right now. But where's the scoring going to come from? And it really goes back because you're going to be playing so many of your young draft picks. They're going to have to be a big part of this. What do you expect from Ware, by the way? Khalil Ware. What do you expect? 9.7 rebounds a game. You can tell Spo's been riding him pretty good to get him to play, same level. And I think every time, what was our old center we were just talking about?
Hassan Whiteside. I don't expect those kinds of numbers.
No. But Whiteside Spo hated that guy.
Well, I mean, Khalil Ware has to average a double-double.
Spo hated everything about him. He thought he was a dog. Remember, he used to get beat up and down the court.
Yes, I remember.
And Spo and I just felt like they're going, he's putting up good numbers, Spo. You got to work with him. And Spo goes, he's a dog. He doesn't play hard. It's driving me nuts.
It was a bad era with Hassan Whiteside there. But Khalil Ware should be a double-double type of guy, right? I mean, he's got to average double digits in rebounds. This again, I don't know what Spo's rotations are going to look like necessarily, but I assume he's going to play 25, 30 minutes a game.
He should get his minutes. Yeah,
So just to give you an idea for tonight's game, Joe, Norman Powell is they have him at 18.5 points.
Okay.
They got Bam at also at 18.5 points.
That's his zone.
Wiggins at 16.5. They got Ware at 9.5 and Jovic at 9.5.
All right.
Whatever that does for you.
Oh.
And they got Ware at 7.5 rebounds. If Ware averaged 9 and 8, that would be pretty bad. That's what they essentially got him at tonight.
You're just looking for big jumps, man. That's not my words. Great potential for growth. Those are Spo's words, not mine. And so, hey, Spo's going into this thing. I mean, he's been very honest. I don't know what to expect. I do know one thing. His guy's going to play hard. And they're going to defend. And I'm guessing if you don't defend, you ain't playing. Would you agree?
Yep. Problem is tonight, I think this Magic team could be really good. They do have the potential to be a really good team.
They do have. They got a nice-looking team up there in Orlando. Yeah. I agree with you. So anyway, we'll talk to Eric Reed about all this stuff coming up later in the show. We'll have him, and we've got some other guests. Brian Monroe's going to join us. We'll talk some Miami Hurricanes. Getting set for Stanford at home, and probably got to run the table, man. Probably cannot flirt with a second regular season loss if you're going to get those playoffs. And if you do, you don't want to even think about that. Brian Baldinger is going to join us at 9:00 this morning, go around the NFL. As it's been a good year, man, for the NFL. Hasn't been a great year for this team. Matter of fact, we've been one of the biggest disappointments in the NFL. Just a fact. These are not shots. And then on top of, but some of these comebacks from these quarterbacks that are leading their teams. How about the West right now? The NFC West. Do you realize 3 of their teams are 5-2, Woody? 3 of those teams are 5-2. And I can't tell you who's the best team. Matter of fact, I think San Francisco might be the 3rd best team of the 5-2s.
Because of the injuries?
Yes. Seattle's been a great story, and the Rams, by the way, nobody's having a better year than Stafford right now.
Well, the Rams are well coached, aren't they?
They are.
He's good, man.
Oh, he's a good coach. Yes, he is.
Yes, all those teams are.
Remember when he kind of came in and he was kind of the cool cat and he was dating a hot girl out there and people were trying to.
Yeah, didn't he almost take a TV job or something?
He said he was done. He was kind of burned out. He was going to take some time off or something. But and remember they built that team and they won it all.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, hey, we can't keep this up. We're destroyed on the cap. So one guy retired. One of the best defensive tackles retires. They get rid of Ramsey. They had to get rid of some guys. Got rid of one of their best receivers. He's no longer there. Where is he now? In Seattle? He is in Seattle.
Yeah.
Went to Seattle.
That trade, man, that Stafford trade was a big, big deal.
And that Stafford
one of the bigger trades you'll ever see.
And by the way, that thing has really worked out. And by the way,
actually worked out for both teams.
And there's a guy, there's a guy that can't actually. Both guys, neither guy can run. There's 2 guys still playing old school, stay in the pocket, but in good systems. But you got to give that Rams team a lot of credit. They built that thing right back up. They hit on some drafts like nobody's business. They hit big on some drafts right after that and had some guys come in and make a real impact. So
Stafford's a Hall of Famer, right? I mean, he's got a monster arm and has put up insane numbers for a long time.
I think all these guys that are
that's the issue, 40, right? Like, how do you start to?
They're all passing Marino's numbers now.
Yeah,
all of them. They're going past his.
Well, if Marino didn't take any hits like these guys.
Oh, they're different rules.
I mean, I don't know what he would have thrown for, but
he would
how long he would have played.
He would be the first one to tell you that, you guys didn't get hit. There was low hits and high hits. One of the worst hits he took was against Pittsburgh. He got hit blindside in the back of the knee. He heard it pop right away. Went over to Bernie Kosar, one of my favorite stories. I see him after the game and having a cold beer, and he said, I'm done for a while. I go, what do you mean? You finished the game after you were limping? He goes, I told Bernie, I knew I tore something in there. I said, I'm going to finish this game, and then you're going to have to play a few weeks. He even knew how long he was going to be out.
Huh.
It was just, and so Bernie had to come in and play for a few games, but he didn't get hit high. He got hit. They hit you anywhere back then. So it's just
where can you hit the quarterback now? It's got to be like there's a very small area, right? You can't go high, you can't go low. Can't drive him into the ground.
We've had some of our guys. Sealer just barely touched the guy. Actually tried to pull back, and it hit his head a little bit. And they're going, that's a no-no. And by the way, the league will openly tell you in their meetings, our number one job of everything is to protect starting quarterbacks. We don't want them missing time. Hey, we got to go to break. We got 7:00 hour coming up. We have all kinds of stuff going on here. Inter Miami season. I love some of their players coming out and said, if we don't win it all with this team, it is a failure. They start 3rd position in the East, play Friday night against Nashville. We'll have a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on. I do want to talk to it's still hurricane season. Those little noodles, you never know, man. Don't put your guard down yet, man. You just don't know. Protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. You've been talking about it. Some of you are going, I'm going to wait till after hurricane season. I'm not going through this stress of not knowing what's going on in the Atlantic Ocean through hurricane season again. Good. I want you to call Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. If you got an old leaky roof, replace your old roof now. You can pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com, or call 954-500-LOCK. They cover all of South Florida. Got knowledgeable staff that will answer the phone and get you set up and get that home taken care of. Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing.
Kia.com, starting with the Panthers, who snapped their 4-game losing streak, beating the Bruins 4-3. Boston tied the game with 1:31 to play. Then Carter Verhaeghe scored the game winner with 25 seconds left. Brad Marchand had 2 assists in his return to Boston. The Cats will now return home to host the Penguins tomorrow night. And the Heat will open up their season tonight in Orlando. Tip-off from the Kia Centers at 7. You can listen to the game right here on WQAM, Joe.
All right, thank you, Woody, and throw in the old World Series Friday night. My gosh, man. We got that unique little window. It's the best baseball. It's a World Series, right? Winner wins a championship, best of 7. And then you got everything else kicking off. You got now the NBA's. Everybody's going to be in action tonight, and so that would be great. And then on top of all of that, Panthers coming back home, got a nice win. Thanks, as you just heard Woody talking about Verhaeghe's goal there with just, 25 seconds left in the game last night.
Boy, did that thing take a bounce.
Ooh. By the way, Brad Marchand, the celebration, it was kind of weird, right? In the middle of, like, the first period, and the announcers go, oh, they're going to honor Brad Marchand. And I was like, this ought to be interesting. Because I could tell, I was listening to him yesterday they had him on the news. I was watching local news, and he's like, they'll probably boo me. And you could tell he's kind of bothered. Like, 16 years, he knows how good he was. He played the right way, built up relationships. But sometimes when you leave, because he, could have taken less money and stayed there, and he wasn't, remember the whole contract thing, wasn't happy with the offer. So they trade him, and, he said he wanted to come down here, and there's no love between Boston and what the Panthers have become and how they're kicking Boston's ass now. So he wasn't sure. And then they threw a celebration last night. There wasn't any boos. They were cheering and chanting his name, and people had his jerseys on.
Boy, he was emotional.
And he was emotional. Yeah, it was really cool to see.
You don't see that often. A guy plays that line. I mean, the only thing I could think of is when Dwayne came back here, which was kind of awkward too, right?
Yes.
He was with the Bulls, right?
He did.
Was it the Bulls or Cat? I think it was the Bulls.
It was the Bulls. Remember how that thing weird, they were complaining about he wasn't practicing or something? Some of the other players.
I do remember that.
He was like, so Dwayne, you want to go there? Complaining you and Jimmy don't practice.
So then they shipped him off to Cleveland, right? So you could play with LeBron again.
Yeah. That thing
did not work.
He said, you need to get out of here.
That was, by the way, that was really weird seeing him in another uniform.
Dwayne, can I come home? I'm cool with everything. And, they wanted him back. Hey, honestly, I think this thing, Dwayne taking a piece of the Utah Jazz or whatever he's doing with them, I think it really bothers Mickey. He's our guy.
I don't know.
I don't
Interesting. They did the whole love affair thing with him with the statue.
No. They've done the statue, put up that statue, and
it's an interesting looking statue.
An interesting statue,
yes.
But anyway,
it's still cool though, man. It still sits right in front of that building.
Hey,
every game I went to last year, people are lining up to take pictures in front of that thing.
And I got to tell you get a statue, and he earned it. There's no question about it. I mean, he is clearly, when you look at this thing, and a guy that was here, for a long, long time and was a big part of championships, especially the first one.
Well, him and Marino.
Yeah.
Right? Those are our two guys.
Yeah, I was trying to think if there's
who else is like a long tenured. I mean, you could throw Udonis in there. I mean, Udonis like represents this market so well, but I know he's not the accomplished player of the caliber of those guys.
I'm guessing the statues that are coming up here will be, just to look at this, will be, because Shula's got a nice one out in front of the stadium. I'm guessing Pat Riley, when it's all said and done, will have one for what he's done. Should have one.
He's got the court.
He needs a statue out in front. Court's great.
We'd find a different guy to build the next statue.
Yeah.
Isn't Gino's getting a statue, right? At UM. I don't know. I don't remember where they're putting it, but I know he's getting one.
Oh, yeah.
Did they announce Gino and someone else is getting a statue? I don't know. My brain's not working right now, but
it was Vinny, right?
Oh, yeah.
The 2 Heisman Trophy
I
winners.
saw Gino one of the Canes games recently. I said he should hire the same guy that did the Wade statue to build his thing.
Listen, the Heisman Trophy is a special one. That thing at UM's tricky. They got so many great players.
Well, they just put their new Hall of Fame class out.
They got
Mike Rumpf was in there. Dwayne Starks. It is tough though. Yes, there's a lot of good players that have played this.
I'm sure some of those guys are going, how's he going ahead of me? I think I was better at UM than he was. You know, and like he was really good, but I'm really, really like just they're going to be playing catch up on that thing for a long, long time to figure out how to get all the guys. I mean, they could literally that Ring of Honor thing that they put up on game day. That thing, you could feel that thing. I think you could roll around that thing twice.
So who would be the next statue? I mean, are we doing Panther statues now? Or are we doing the Dolphins don't have anyone?
Let's be honest, man. The greatest Panther player that was drafted here is clearly Barkov. And I'm guessing, I think statues are good for teams, especially when you win some championships.
Do we put a Messi statue in front of the new stadium?
I think
that thing in Miami.
I think Messi will be getting one too. Wouldn't you put it up there?
Yeah, hell yeah.
By the way, who
I would do anything possible to keep his name around that thing. Yes, he's good for their business.
I'm guessing the Moss family understands his importance. By the way, they're like, hey, you're 38 years old, and you this what you just did, right? 38 years old, 29 goals, 19 assists, in 28 league games. He's going to win the MVP, whatever the name of the MVP award is, but everybody's going to want that picture. They're going to line up to get that picture at the new stadium. They will line up. They will get tickets just to go to that statue and take that picture.
How about the Marlins? We don't even include them in these conversations. If they had to build a statue, who would you put?
It's really hard.
David Sampson?
I'll see.
What about Jeter? Does Jeter?
Would Sampson's be real small? Would it be a real small?
It'd be a little mini, yeah. Hey, save you a lot of money, yeah.
It'd be in the kid zone.
Yeah.
The kid zone. David and the kids.
My 8-year-old be taller than the Sampson statue.
That's an interesting one.
I have no idea who you'd put. Conine?
Conine would be up there for sure.
I mean, look, you could
I know who the greatest player was that they drafted. It's not even close. Miguel Cabrera.
Yes, that's what I was saying. You could do a whole, the Yankees have that, monument thing or whatever. You could do a whole Marlins Hall of Fame. None of the players were here.
Cabrera went to Detroit, and he kind of became the Tigers' one of their greatest players.
I think they're a great former Marlins on all these really good teams, it seems like.
I agree.
You could do a Marlins Hall of Fame of guys that actually, had stints here.
Yeah.
A pretty good lineup.
Not bad at all.
Haven't been able to.
I would say Conine would be first on that list because he came back, got the second.
What about Stanton? He had some good years here. Not that
what's he up to?
Really
mattered. Did I see he's up to 450 home runs or something?
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
I mean, they're just using him over there DHing because they don't run him running hard. They'll pull him friggin' muscles going around the bases. All right, hey, listen, we've. Let's
see what people are. Oh, someone said Josh Beckett. That's not bad.
I was there for that. By the way, that was one of that ranks right up there for
Ricky Williams.
No,
they vote for a bunch of votes for Barkov. Jason Taylor. JT's a Miami guy.
He is,
and now he's coaching.
And that would be I'm not surprised that one would be brought up.
I think everyone down here loves Jason Taylor, right?
Yes. But Barkov would be, for me, if we're just going Barkov, Messi for sure. What's Messi going to end up? He's going to sign another contract. What's he been here? 3 years? Is this the third year, I think, if I'm not mistaken? Is this 3 or 2? 3. Anyway, he's going to re-sign for a couple. He's going to play till he's 40. I mean, why not? Hell, he's playing in this league. He looks like he's 24 years old when he plays. It's not normal. I don't care what professional league you're in, to get 2 goals and an assist every freaking night.
You think he's been here long enough to get a statue, though?
Yes.
Coming here at the end of his career?
Yes.
Statue?
He's a one guy.
So do you think LeBron gets a statue in L.A.? Same kind of thing. He won a championship there.
Yeah.
End of his career. All-time great.
This is different, though. This would be such a great marketing tool to go with the monument. I'm telling you, man, you put that thing out there, people go, he's one. And to your point with LeBron, the same thing. He might be the greatest. I mean, moms and dads will be telling their kids he might be the greatest player of all time, right? People want to see him here. You want
a couple others here?
What else you got?
Zach Thomas.
Yeah, that's
we got. There's a Ron Frazier statue in front of Mark Light.
There is.
By the way, Mark from the Hall of Fame, the president over there. I happen to see at all these Canes games. He says the statues of Vinny and Gino will be in front of the Short Center. Be for the Heisman Trophy winners only.
Yeah. So just so you know, if you've been to Florida, if you happen to be on the Gators campus, they have their Heisman guys together.
You took pictures with all those, didn't you?
Have you guys taken pictures up there? Have you been up there to take a picture?
No, you can't do that.
My daughter at graduation said, you have to take a picture. I said, don't send it out. I'll take a picture.
What about Marlon Man?
What about him? What about Marlon Man? What do you throw Marlon Man about?
I'm relaying the messages to you.
No, you're not.
Man.
You're trying to get me going.
If people are nice enough to text in their suggestions,
Marlon Man should
Marlon Man is as recognizable a figure for that organization as anything. And I think you would agree with that.
No, I don't. I'm not a big Marlon Man fan.
I know you. I know you're not.
One.
He happens to be a nice guy. Someone said a bunch of votes for you, by the way, to get a statue.
Statue? For what? For like being able to keep my job and not get fired, only suspended?
Put it right out front of this building in the parking lot. People can.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot
stuff. They'll be painting
it.
All the gangs will be painting my stuff and putting signs on there. Who is this guy?
So this building, there's like bars and stuff. It's open, on the weekend, people come out here and drink. So they need somewhere to go to the bathroom. They just put your thing right out front in the parking lot.
And put a sign, pee on me. Hey, man, we got to go to break here. We got a lot more
stuff. Could you
imagine
you with a microphone right out front? That's what people are saying. I love that.
That's great. All right, we got to go to break. I like the Messi one. Messi and Barkov are my tops. No brainer. And the Messi one only because I think a lot of people consider him, after he finally won the World Cup for Argentina, was part of it. Big part of it. Actually played great in the tournament.
You got a text for Jose. Didn't he got a street? If I'm not mistaken, right?
It's like a mural over there too for a while.
Yeah.
Wayne Huizinga gets a vote.
All right, do me a favor. Can you keep your thoughts? Because seriously, you do this, and then we were talking yesterday about trying to be on time, and then you.
Did you see the email?
Hey guys,
he sent out an email. He said we got to be on time.
Are you tired of the stress? Are you tired of the headaches? I'm tired of Woody. Are you just tired of being tired? Then it's time to sell your business. The main man, Anthony Caliendo, at the Business Broker Experts, is the best business broker in Florida. I will tell you this, because that's getting everybody fired up when you say, hey, I'm the best at what I do. And he flat out tell you to your face, he'll tell it to every other guy in the business, I'm better at what I do than you are. I got to tell you, call 1-800-THE-MAIN-MAN. Speak directly to Anthony. He doesn't just list your businesses. He packages your businesses to sell. Florida's booming, man. Florida is booming. I guess you've seen that, huh? The amount of people over the last 5, 6, 7 years that have moved to South Florida. And a lot of people have sold their companies and businesses other places and are down here looking to buy yours. Anthony works with businesses of all sizes, big, small, doesn't matter how specialized. This guy gets after it for you, makes it strong, smooth transition for you. He really does make it easy. He's got strong bank relationships to get you to the closing table fast. I can just go on and on. Testimonials with all these satisfied sellers and buyers that he's dealt with. He's got a 5-star Google review ratings too that you can look at. I'm just telling you, if you want to get maximum dollars for your investment and years of dedication, then it is about the main man. Hire the expert. Call 1-800-THE-MAIN-MAN today and let Anthony Caliendo, the main man, flip your biz and cash you out in a big, big way. Call 1-800-THE-MAIN-MAN. everybody. It sure is nice. One thing, I'm not saying everybody's great in town right now, our teams, but it sure is nice to have 5 professional teams. It really is, with Inter Miami being the 5th, with the Messi show and everything, and them having a real legit chance to win a championship, and having arguably the greatest soccer player of all time playing for your team. And at age 38, destroying this league, destroying it, more than a goal a game, with a ton of assists. He's just been, people who go to the games know. You've been there to see him score a couple of goals, and I'm guessing a lot of people have gone home and went, wow, I haven't seen a guy make that kind of shot. That's crazy.
I had been to games pre-Messi and post-Messi, and it's, wow. I mean,
hey, I'm not telling anybody.
I'm not
telling anybody what they should do. And the Moss families live down here, but it's.
Do you think he's had the same level of impact as LeBron? You talk about like the Heat were. I mean, everyone I think people liked basketball a lot down here.
Messi,
but LeBron changed the game completely, right?
Messi absolutely has had this phenomenon. Just because we don't talk about it, and he speaks Spanish, we don't speak Spanish, but Messi, what Messi's done, and I'm going to add one more. The Moss family is like, hey, Mess, we're moving to that new stadium. What do we need to do? You're not going anywhere. We've talked to Apple TV, and we've talked to all your others, and Adidas, and hey, man, we all want to keep you around. You're good for business. The value of our franchise, over $1 billion. The Inter Miami franchise is worth more right now than the Marlins franchise. If you're to put, no, it's not a shot.
I don't think that's accurate.
That's true.
I don't think that's accurate.
They're one of 2 franchises in the MLS worth over $1 billion.
What do you think? The Marlins are not? Come on.
They're worth $1 billion.
Man, I think you're a little off on that one.
When they get into that new, by the way, when they get into that new stadium that they're building, ball game, Inter Miami will be worth more. Clearly. Suites.
I don't know if that's accurate or not, but the other thing is, like with these teams, I think if they ever went up for sale,
it's a messy
it's just so rare. It's so rare that a team goes up for sale. Like I saw that they were talking about Ross, like didn't take $10 billion for the Dolphins or whatever. And like if the Dolphins were to go up for sale, if Ross was just like, I'm out, whoever wants it can have it,
they would line up to buy it.
Like, wouldn't the Amazon guy, like Bezos, like he would be involved? Like
he lives down here.
I don't even know what the price would be like for the Dolphins. Like it would be astronomical.
How many billionaires live in this state? You wouldn't have to go outside this state. You just mentioned the 2 or 3 wealthiest men in the world who went to high school down here. No, but they'd be lining up. They'd be lining up.
But the same thing would happen. The thing is, the same thing would happen with Marlins. Like if they decided that they wanted to sell the Marlins, because the Marlins also happen to be good business. Like as bad as their team is, yes, but like it's a good business. You get that beautiful park.
Woody.
They have a sweetheart deal with that thing. So it's a good business.
A quick Google search, both the Marlins and Inter Miami are valued at $1.2 billion.
I think if you...
You're going to apologize to me?
No, I'm not going to apologize. I think if you put them both on the market, I think Major League Baseball franchise would go more than a Major League Soccer franchise. Just my personal opinion, but
okay. No, just
you don't?
No, I don't think.
Messi's not immortal. He's not going to play here forever.
I think the baseball thing has got this one problem that hadn't gone away.
Oh, I'm with you 1,000%. It's been very tough to solve that issue.
They are concerned.
But Inter Miami is also going to face that same issue when Messi retires.
They are concerned that they're not going to get a lot of this fan base back, that they're gone for good.
Fan base would come back. If they had ownership that was committed, that really wanted to win. Because one thing that we know, there are definitely baseball fans down here.
Oh, they are.
They show up to see the Bananas.
No, I agree.
And the baseball classic and all that. They show up.
I agree. World Baseball Classic down here is
so it is like doable.
As far as the other thing goes, though,
the Hall of Fame stuff.
The Hall of Fame thing, Messi for sure. I got to tell you, that stadium goes up and Messi signs another 2 or 3 year, or agrees to play till he's 40 or 41, gets another deal. They work it out and he stays around. More than any other franchise down here, that guy's going up. Matter of fact, As soon as that stadium's done, I'm going to have that tribute for Messi right away while he's still on the team. Have that day. That will be a huge story. That'll get fans wanting to come down here, and it would be brilliant business. And I know he didn't play here 14 years, and spent a lot more time in Barcelona, and what he means in Argentina is not here. But I got to tell you, man, there are a lot of people from those countries down here, and there's a lot of young kids that know. There's a lot of young kids that know a hell of a lot more about Messi than they do most of our other professional athletes down here. So I'm just telling the Moss family, not that you called me for marketing, help, but I give it for free. But that goes up. Barkov, by the way, clearly the next guy in any team in this town, any team to get a statue, it's got to be Barkov, who's not even done playing. Is Barkov even 30 yet? He just might be just turning 30. He's your guy. You drafted him.
Well, the Heat have some guys that could be in consideration, right?
Who?
Well, Alonzo Mourning, I think, would be. The Heat could do a whole, because they do have some really good players that are retired.
Barkov, what he's done, and now the last couple of years, everybody's, for the first time in his career, people are going, wow, he's really friggin' good. He's really good. National TV, playing in all these playoff games, going to the Stanley Cup Finals 3 years in a row.
Need to get some more people on our football team that can.
There's nobody on this team right now.
Has there been anyone in the last, I don't know when JT finished, but since then?
I don't know.
Man, it's been a long time.
I don't know. Hey, listen.
Ricky Williams was the only one that got votes.
Ricky's not getting in.
Dontrell Willis got a couple of votes.
That's not going to happen.
You're a D-Train fan.
And D-Train I used to go watch. And by the way, there's a guy moved the meter when he pitched.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they get 25, 30,000 at the games. Oh, in that football stadium that didn't work. But they showed up for him.
It didn't work, but.
Remember, the seats were all faced the wrong way. That's why they need baseball seats that all face home plate. All right, Woody, we've got to go to break here. They
did a good job with that stadium, man. They got a lot of events there.
Where?
Hard Rock. A lot of big events over there.
They're loading. They're loaded up. I see the La Liga deal just said no to that about Barcelona coming down here to play that game December 20th. Is that thing canceled?
I don't know.
Check it out for me during the break.
What did they say that because you're sending the Dolphins over to us, we're going to punish you by taking away your soccer game?
Oh, they said
you better send better football teams.
It's not fair to take a league game and take it to the United States, and we're tired, and it's not.
That's how I feel about our football games.
And the players. And by the way, there's a lot of our fans going, yeah, we don't want the Washington game over there. We want it here. Was that our home game or theirs? I'm not even sure.
Does it matter?
No. Hey, right now I want to go to break, man, because I want to tell you about Chapman Partnership. Oh, my gosh, Chapman Partnership doing great work for the homeless. I get the whole homeless thing, man. I know I used to go homeless. Okay, the knock on your window. They're acting crazy. They want money. You offer them food. They're like, no, and here they come again. No, Chapman Partnership's so much more. I want to let you know. They've got 2 facilities in Dade County. It is so much more than just providing housing and a warm meal. It really is about rehabilitation. It's mental health doctors, it's dentists, it's just all these great services. A lot of people donate their time too, and to all those professionals that find time to do that down here, we really appreciate the work you do. But they got all this caring support and wraparound services. It's about 3 to 4 months of rehabilitation and then helping you find a job. Getting your families back together, getting you a place to live, the whole thing, man. Chapman, from start to finish, has got this program that's unbelievable. Others around the country are trying to duplicate what they've been able to do. 30 years, man, 30 years Chapman has been around, 3 decades. Chapman has assisted in over 145,000 individuals and families to overcome self-sufficiency. Hey, join me here in 2025 to celebrate and support their mission. It's getting bigger. The problem's not going away. So if you'll join me at WQAM to show support to one of my favorite charities, really making a difference in our community, any level of support is impactful. I know Bam Adebayo's gone all in, so have the Heat. Let's help support families and individuals overcoming homelessness at Chapman here in 2025. Go online to chapmanpartnership.org.
Time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody. Hey, before you go, we run out of Heat tickets for the giveaways. We were once an hour.
We ran out yesterday. They gave away a lot of them, though, man.
Thought we were gonna do it all week.
Sorry, bro.
You never know here at WQAM. All right, what do you got, Woody, for us today?
All right, we had some good ones here today, Joe. First off, we haven't talked about Bill Belichick in North Carolina for a little minute here. I think your guys beat them over the weekend, didn't they?
You saw the guy going in for North Carolina to win the game, and the ball got popped out.
Fumble? I did see
end
that.
Zone. Cal gets it.
It's very unfortunate for North Carolina. Nonetheless, though, Joe.
Boy, is he and Michael Lombardi have turned the world off.
Oh,
they have turned a lot of people.
This thing could not be going any better. And I guess the Hulu thing was canceled because the Raleigh NBC affiliate WRAL announced that it is planning on releasing its own documentary regarding Belichick's debut season in Chapel Hill. They said, screw the big guys. We're going to do our own thing.
That sounds
local TV getting involved in the mix here.
That's going to be one ass-kissing show right there. The ass-kissing documentary.
Oh, my goodness, man.
By the way, you don't think they might have been the ones that leaked out a little stuff there when they're having those meetings?
Yeah, I would think. That stuff is, those leaks are bad. Wild, man.
She's standing up like she's got her own marketing firm.
Oh, my God.
And he's agreeing with everything. At this point, he just goes, that's right, honey. That's right, honey. Sounds like me and my relationship. That's right, honey.
I watched that entire
I do a lot
thing.
of that now. What do you do that too? My wife says something, 100% you're right. I'm wrong.
No, I'm young enough to still fight back, but I think something's wrong with him, seriously.
With who?
With Bill Belichick. Something is just not right.
You mean that he was such a hard ass with all these guys from Brady down, and now
like he's just sitting
this
there.
24-year-old runs around, and you think she was like the Hall of Fame of Hall of Famers?
She's ripping everyone.
This only makes common sense. And he's going, that's right, honey. He goes, why didn't you guys in your firm think of that? She's got to think of everything. What time are you going to be home tonight, honey? Anyway, what else you got?
All right, Sean Payton and Russell Wilson will back and forth here. This was kind of interesting. So Sean Payton, I guess, basically said that he had hoped to see Russell Wilson and not Jackson Dart. And
by the way, he's got a little Richard in him as a head coach. Look, Russell Wilson's an easy target.
Yes, he is an easy target. And I don't think Russell Wilson's a bad guy. I think he's very weird.
I think he tries to stand for all the right things. I agree with you.
Yeah, he seems.
But he's got a lot of different groups of people that just don't like him.
I have noticed that. But again, he hasn't done anything like that I know of. I mean, maybe the guys have played with him, but he hasn't seemed from the outside looking in like he's done anything horrific. But anyway, Russ went to Twitter and said, classless, but not surprised. Didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 plus years later through the media.
Yeah.
I like that response, by the way.
But I got to tell you one thing about Sean Payton. He's a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a coach.
That Denver team could be better.
I'm not saying greatest coach in the game, but he's flipped that thing around from the Russell Wilson thing. You thought they were going to be crippled for a while. They haven't been. We put 70 on them, and since then, hell, the second half of the year, they had a winning record. Anyway, go ahead.
That's the type of coach, by the way, that the Dolphins need to go for. A guy who's got experience and, all that good stuff. Anyway, that's not during the headlines. All right, here we go, Joe. We had a Michael Jordan rookie autographed card that was at that somehow was gotten at a secret signing here. Just sold. Any idea what a sign? This is an 86 Fleer Jordan. It's the most iconic card in the game. Any idea what a signed card would go for? Now, it's interesting, too. Let me just tell you this. It used to be that when you got these cards signed, it would kill the value.
Yeah, but that's not the case now.
It seems to be going in the opposite direction, they're saying. So now those cards can be worth more.
3? I don't know.
You say $3 million?
Yeah.
You're actually pretty close. $2.7 million in a private deal brokered by Golden Auctions.
What's it like when you're the Tom Brady or MJ and you walk around and your stuff is worth so much money.
So Brady seems to sign a lot. MJ, I don't think he signs so much, though. I'm guessing it's very tough to get access to MJ.
I agree.
Brady, though, seems like he's just like into this thing, right? Like he's got the card stores. He's at all the Fanatics events. He signs for Fanatics. Like if you wanted a guaranteed authentic Michael Jordan autograph, you'd have to go to Upper Deck's website. That's who he signs for. And his stuff is really expensive.
Yeah.
Like really, really expensive.
Yeah. By the way, when Brady came out, remember when his jersey was stolen after the Super Bowl and was valued at $500,000? And I thought, no wonder the guy took it.
And they catch the guy and give him the death penalty or something.
No, he got kicked.
Any idea what the record for a non-autographed 86 Fleer Jordan is?
No idea.
840,000 for a PSA 10. Wow. Which, by the way, is probably a good investment.
MJ.
That thing will probably keep going up in
sitting
value.
up there in that beautiful Palm Beach up there somewhere. It's Palm Beach or Jupiter up there. He got his own golf course. He got his own development and handpicks who his neighbors are.
Yep. That card is so strange. It's not a rare card. There's a lot of them out there, but you're looking at probably $3,000 just to get in for like a PSA 1.
It's different level collector right there, Woody.
Yeah, apparently. Speaking of different level collectors, Joe, we had a pocket watch from the Titanic that has hit the auction block here, and this is going to lead into to our final story here. But the Titanic watch. Any thoughts what this could be valued at? This is some from some famous company, by the way, from like the Macy's heirs or something or other.
I have no idea.
$800,000 to $1 million they are expecting to get for the Titanic watch.
$800,000 to $1 million.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know if the Titanic does it for you. I know you were a young boy when that thing dropped.
No, I love the movie. It was great. It's one you have to see more than once.
Did you cry?
I probably did. I cried at everything. Seriously.
You're a crier at movies?
Yeah, I'm a crier.
Really?
I'm embarrassed to tell you.
Everyone does.
I get emotional.
I think everyone cries at movies. Is there one that really that gets you?
I got the sports. I don't watch all the sports shows, but
your mob movies, they're not really very emotional.
Sayers and Brian Piccolo.
No.
That one gets you. I love when he goes. He's getting the award for the MVP, and he goes, "I love Brian Piccolo, and I want you to love him too."
Yeah. We went to Brian Piccolo Park the other day.
That's right.
Right out there in
Brian Piccolo went to high school, right?
I didn't know that.
No. Do you know where he went to high school?
No, where'd he go?
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Really?
Yeah. He's from down here. Became roommates. First time black and white guy were roommates together in Chicago. That's part of the story, of course.
I do remember seeing that movie, though.
Great stuff, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good. Oh.
All right, Joe, let's bring it back a little more upbeat here. And this is just right up your alley here. I have a feeling they'll make a movie out of this. Did you see? This is up your alley for a few different reasons. First off, I know you're a huge fan of this place. How do you pronounce it? Is it the Louvre?
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. My wife goes, "Can you believe that? All that security and all those people, how'd they get that?" I go, "I don't know."
I know you just went up specifically to see this place here in.
We actually got a hotel close to that, right across the street. Yeah,
well, I know you went just to see that, and you snuck in a little tennis while you were there. But they got the crown jewels. They call it, and this, by the way, this heist is so cool because.
So how do they?
They did it right in the middle of the day.
I
They
know.
just walked in.
But how do they?
It's
What
like
do you do-
Ocean's 11 or something.
Yeah,
with
but
this
what do you
thing.
do with it? Like my wife's, they're going to.
That's what I said to Jamie. I go, what do you do with those things? You can't sell them.
Everybody's going to be looking for it.
Yeah, you can't sell them.
She's trying to tell me, they'll cut it up and make it. And I'm like, I don't know. What's the value?
Chop it up for parts.
Hey, homie, what's the value of it? You know the value of everything.
$102 million.
Oh,
in American money, 88 million in
euros.
I was going to say pounds. Is pounds, euros the same thing?
No, I think they're different, aren't they?
Anything that has to do with France, I just go back to you because you're You're basically a Frenchman.
I got to tell you, man, I loved it over there. And all I heard, all you Americans tell me it's going to suck. The people hate us and it's
all you
overrated.
Americans? Really?
And all kinds of people. The only rude people are Texans. They're the rudest human beings in the world, the Texans.
Okay.
God, we were with 3 women. They couldn't have been bigger ass clowns than the 3 of them were.
Really?
Oh, they weren't even nice to us. We said, no, we're from Florida. All right.
You're Mr. France. You're huge over there. You must have some signings lined up in Brazil, right?
And where?
Where are you going for the
you
Dolphin
keep saying
game?
Brazil. You stop with Brazil.
Where is it?
It's Madrid. It's Spain.
Spain. Whatever.
You doing that on purpose?
No, you must have some signings lined up over there, though.
No. I'm going to take a.
There you go.
The statue.
By
the way,
outside Roland Garros.
We got Jamie going on the statues now. Man, he's back. Retiring jerseys and statues. I go, I'm not doing retired jerseys. We'll be here all friggin' day. We are not doing that. Please do not do a retired jersey. Now, you want to talk about a monument, the Messi monument, and what you want it to look like when it happens? Because it will happen. It will happen. Hey, we got Eric Reed. He's going to get a monument. I'll tell you what, he's going to get a monument because he is the man. I love Eric Reed, voice of the Heat on FanDuel Sports Network as they start the season tonight, man. Anyway, we'll jump into all that stuff.
I know you're trying to go to break, but a monument? Like, I just started picturing, like, can we do like a Mount Rushmore? Or it's like Eric, Tony, Ron, Crotty.
That'd be awesome.
Right?
That'd be awesome. He is original.
Eric's the best, man.
Listen, I'm pumping him up. He's my buddy.
You don't have to pump Eric Reed up, though. That's the thing.
All right. Listen, we got to go to break so we can get to him on time. But I do want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. We got Truck Month, and I want to let you know South Florida Chevy dealers are excited about their trucks. Across the board, we got a truck that's perfect for you, like the durable Colorado with its standard Turbo Max engine and impressive torque. It's got everything you need for South Florida. But let's get into some of our other ones. The old Silverado family, like the Silverado 1500. Strong, delivering all the power you would ever could need. Advanced technology needed for workday workhorse and the weekend warrior. How about a Silverado HD? Oh, you'll feel confident. You'll feel real confident. Legendary horsepower. One of the hardest working beds in the business. Hey, bottom line is this. Whether it's midsize, full-size, or heavy-duty truck, Chevy pickups can take care of any kind of job you have, whatever your lifestyle is. It's like we've custom-made a truck that's perfect for you. And that man out there that works not 5 days a week with that truck, but 6 and 7 days, Saturday and Sunday, boy, do we have durable trucks for you ready to go. And some outstanding offers going on right now at your South Florida Chevy dealer.
brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the price seat to our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Kia or at DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who snapped their 4-game losing streak, beating the Bruins 4-3. Boston tied the game with 1:31 to play. Then Carter Verhaeghe scored the game winner with 25 seconds left. Brad Marchand had 2 assists in his return to Boston. The Cats will return home now to host the Penguins tomorrow night. And the Heat will open up their season tonight in Orlando. Tip-off from the Kia Centers at 7. The game can be heard right here on WQAM. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com. Joe?
Hey, what do you know the deal? It's opening night. There's been a guy that's been through it all, man. He has seen it from the very start. Eric Reed, voice of the Heat on FanDuel Sports Network, getting ready for that first game against Orlando on the road. Eric, good morning, brother. How you doing?
Hey, Joe, good morning to you. I'm doing great. It's great to be back with you, and I think we're both right about now ready to talk a little basketball, right?
Well, listen, I don't know about you, and I'm not very popular with my team, but I don't know how you're doing with your team. But, yeah, it's been a rough go. So let's flip it over. Hey, I thought it was really interesting, Eric's comments on this group and what they have and how he's going about this. He said the lineup and rotation will remain a work in progress. He also said great potential for growth with this group of guys. And I just thought of the upside of this team is going to be the development of the last few years of those first-round picks. Do you agree with that when you look at it?
Yeah, listen, I think it's a bridge to the next era of Heat basketball, and there are some strong, steady veterans. Bam Adebayo leading that group, Andrew Wiggins and Norman Powell in that group. But, as I look at this team, Joe, I'm excited to see what's the next step is going to look like for 22-year-old Niko Jovic,
right, for
21-year-old Kel'el Ware, those two in particular. I'm also really intrigued with the first-round pick. We haven't seen very much of it. But Yakachonis has a chance to be, one of those special playmaking players. And with the Heat trying to play a faster, more up-tempo offense, his ability to pass and quarterback a team, I think will be important at some point to this team this year.
Jaime Jaquez was so good his rookie year, a little down shooting last year, lost some playing time. Year 3 for him. What'd you see in preseason?
I saw a guy that came back in great shape with a lot of determination and focus. His ball handling and decision-making and playmaking, I think, is all going to be better. And we'll see how the jump shot looks. Will he be reluctant? Will he be willing? And, the fight for minutes, Joe, I think some of the fluidity of Eric Spoelstra's rotations and lineups, you do have some depth. And at his spot, you got Jaime, you got Pelle Larsson, and you got the newcomer Simone Fontecchio, who's a strong physical guy. He's not Duncan Robinson. He's not the three-point threat that Duncan is or was, but he's a good overall player who I think will play a useful role. So those guys are all going to be pressed for minutes, and we'll see how that works out. Joe, it's funny. One of the things I was thinking about it in the NFL, I think it's often really hard to gauge what kind of team you have in the preseason because you're playing starters,
yes,
maybe a series or two. Right. The NBA, maybe not quite as murky, but still there's a lot of unknown for this Heat team. But they're going to work hard. They're going to be coached as well as any players in the NBA. And the East is sort of wide open. Other than New York and Cleveland, there's a lot of parity in the East. So we'll judge it one day and one game at a time.
Eric, this is different this year. Last year, we were talking about Jimmy Butler coming back and playing more games, and not to get into all drama of that, but you kind of knew if, hey, all those guys are healthy and Jimmy can get us into playoffs. And this year, it's just we haven't had this kind of situation for a long, long time. Do you agree with that?
Well, listen, Jimmy Butler was, the guy with the Heat. He was the leader. He was, your quote unquote top player. And now Miami's looking to replace that. And that's probably the most difficult thing in pro sports, to find the superstar guy. but that's what was, and this is what is. And,
right.
Right now, listen, you got to get Tyler Hero back, Joe. It's an offensive league right now. If you look at some of the scores, one of the things I looked at in the offseason, Joe, is this: what, from a point scoring perspective, does it take to win in the NBA right now? And I found something out that surprised me. The average points per game in an NBA victory last year was 120 points a game. Wow. The Heat averaged 110. Now, in our franchise history, that was the second best scoring season ever, but it ranked 24th in the NBA last year. So in my mind, and I'm not a coach, I'm just somebody that observes this game carefully and closely for a long period of time. I'm thinking if the Heat could get to 115 a game, and that's what they averaged in wins last year, it would make winning easier, and it would probably happen more often. And to do that without Tyler Hero, it's going to be challenging. To do that with Tyler Hero, I think it's going to be, a lot more possible for the Heat to do that. Norman Powell's an outstanding scorer. There's some guys that come here and, I'm not going to name names, but 20 points a game. If it came on a losing team, maybe you discount that a little bit. Norman Powell averaged 20 points a game on a Clippers team that was one of the best teams in the league last year. This guy can score from all over the place, and he's a good overall player. So with Powell and Wiggins and Hero and Bam and all the others, Khalil Ware, who had an outstanding preseason, I thought, I'm hoping that there will be enough offense. But in the short term, you're going to have to find a way to score, to score more without their best scorer.
Right. Hey, Eric, I want to ask you about the starting thing. Some of the comments during the preseason, and by the way, I love it. Guys go, I want to start. Jovic said it. All those guys say, hey, man, I like being that starting lineup, but I'll do whatever. But is that starting thing? How important is it in today's game with these players? I'm always, you get introduced. You're out there with the ones for the whole thing.
Joe, I think it really varies by the individual. Listen, Davion Mitchell and Drew Smith competing for the starting point guard spot in Miami. I haven't talked to either one about how they feel about starting, but I can just tell Davion wants to be the starter. They're both going to play.
Right.
They both have important roles. The more compelling battle, and the one that got a lot of eyeballs and thought was, is it going to be Jovic next to Bam, or is it going to be Khalil Ware? And Jovic began the preseason as the starter. We know Khalil ended last season as a rookie as the starter. I'm intrigued by Khalil and Bam together. Listen, rebounding is an issue right now for this team, Joe. They gave up almost 17 offensive rebounds a game in the preseason. They gave up over 20 offensive rebounds in both games against the Magic. Ware is probably the team's best rebounder.
Right.
Jovic, really important. He can rebound, but his skill set is more of a guy that can grab that board and bring it up the floor, make plays with his ability to pass and be creative. Here's the bottom line. At this point, I've stopped caring who's going to start, because you got three guys for those two front court positions: Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware, and Nikola Jovic. First of all, I hope all three of them stay healthy all season.
Yes.
But that never happens. But secondly, there's a lot of minutes to go around to be divided by those three. So whether Khalil starts or comes off the bench, he's going to play starter type minutes, I think, and he will play alongside Bam plenty. But that's going to be Spo figuring out the best combinations and the best way for him to use what he feels is a deep team.
You know what else I've learned? As important as I always thought that starting thing was for guys in the NBA, those guys want to be out there in that last 5 or 6 minutes of the game to close it. That's when the money, right? In these tight ball games.
Joe, you're 100% right about that. What player doesn't want to be there when the game's being decided? So it is more important who finishes than who starts.
Hey, so man, this can be an interesting one. It is going to be fun, and then of course back home, your home opener. Are you kidding me? Not if I can look ahead with you a little bit. Is the Knicks coming to town? I can't think of a better opener on Sunday. How good is that?
That's great. On a Sunday, perfect. The schedule is challenging always. 6 of the first 8 are on the road, Joe. 11 of the first 15 against teams that were in the playoffs last year. So the Magic tonight, 7 o'clock start, 6:30 pregame on FanDuel Sports Network. Then Friday night at 8, will be in Memphis. Jean Morant is going to be ready to play in that game, so that's going to be challenging. And then the Knicks, listen, they got to the conference finals for the first time, Joe, in 25 years.
Wow.
And they fired their coach. Okay. And now it's championship or bust expectations for Mike Brown and Jalen Brunson and this group of New York Knicks. Listen, to me, going in, New York and Cleveland look like the top two teams in the East. We'll see how it plays out. And of course, we're looking forward to tonight. And it's always great to be back in the Heat's house, the Kaseya Center. And we'll see those Knicks and their fans. They're juiced up, and we'll all be ready for Sunday.
I was talking about the Garden. We were talking about the Garden with you. I think we had your mom there. We had some of your family there. I remember your cousin from Israel was over and sat with us at a game, and I was like, man, that I thought about that today when I said my man Eric Reed's coming on. So I was thinking about some of those great Knicks and Heat games, man.
Joe, thanks for bringing me back to where it all that my first lifetime in the NBA was as a kid growing up with a dad who was passionate about the game of basketball, and I think it was $8.50 a ticket back then, and we were about 8 rows behind the basket on the 7th Avenue side, Joe, and I was there for Game 7 as a kid in 1970 when the Knicks won their first championship. So a lot of great memories and moments. Me and my pop and about 19,500 others. But it was a great way to fall in love with the game, Joe. And there's not a time I don't go back to the Garden that I don't go back and sit in that seat I grew up in and be thankful for the childhood I had, the dad I had, and this great career we're enjoying.
Eric, thank you, man. Have a great one. Hope we can have you on a whole bunch this year so we can talk about this Heat and the NBA. Thank you.
Joe, anytime. Thank you. And we'll look forward to seeing you down the road.
All right. Eric Reed, voice of the Miami Heat on FanDuel Sports Network. And it kicks off tonight, man. Get a chance to see what your team looks like, your Miami Heat basketball team looks like, and who's going to start, who's going to be coming off the bench. And whatever you see tonight, don't get too attached to it. That thing could change. If you've watched Spo through the years, you can go from starting and sit at the end and not get in the game. We have seen that from time to time.
Don't panic either on the result tonight because that Magic team's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, we got 81 left.
They're going to be tough.
Hey, we got Brian Monroe County going to join us. We're going to talk a little Miami Hurricanes as they get set for Stanford's going to be in town this weekend while the Miami Dolphins are out of town. Brian Baldinger, Odyssey NFL Insider, got it stirred up pretty good last week. He's going to join us. Talk some NFL with him and some Miami Dolphin. We do have a lot of Dolphin stuff to still get to here this morning. But I want to talk about Dr. Barry and his staff. Also, as important as sports can be and fun as sports, sometimes a lot of guys that watch sports, we go through our own personal stuff and you find yourself off the road. Things have happened in your life. Your marriage is headed south. Your job, you lost it or it's not going well. Hey, man, a lot of things. It got you drinking a little bit, got you just in a funk, and you can't get out of it. And your friends have said, hey, man, we got to do something. Well, Dr. Barry and his staff sure would like to help you. Recovery Unplugged is the name. Boy, do they do great work. We're always talking about game changers on the field. Well, here's one for your mental health. Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team and innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. If you or someone you love needs a winning strategy, hey, make the call, 954-737-4508, or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Everyone, and I mean everyone, deserves a great season in life. Let this get you going again. Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud.
And it is time to head back out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com. Joe?
All right, Woody, a man that, to be honest, I live through sometimes. Bryan, Monroe County, Miami Hurricanes countdown.
We all do.
Yeah, that's big league stuff. That's all I'll say. It's big league stuff. Bryan Monroe joins us this morning. Talk a little bit about those Canes. How you doing, Bryan?
Joe, what's up, my brother? Everything's good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How's everything at Hard Rock and the app and business? How's that going?
Work's good. Life's good. Decorations are good. You know it is.
Yes, I do. Boy, do I ever, man. I'm living through you there, young man. I'm living through you. Hey, so boy, I'll tell you what. It was a tough one. I know we gotta bounce back, and they're still in great shape. You agree, though, they got to run the table, right, in these games. You can't be messing around with 2 losses now at this point. You lost your mulligan here.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want to leave it in the committee's hands, right? We saw that last year when you lost that second game to Syracuse. Even though our offense was number 1 in America, we got left out. And, yes, our resume is better this year with 2 ranked wins currently, a third that's not obviously ranked anymore, Florida State. You beat a Florida team, which beat a Texas team that's now ranked. But, you know, we can say all those what ifs.
Right.
It's when it comes down to you just can't leave it in the committee's hand. You have to run out. You have to make it to the ACC championship game and leave no doubt.
So now everybody's kind of looking at what all the problems are after the loss. And as bad as it was, you had a chance to win or tie it at the end of the game. But, hey, one thing I know you'll agree with, Carson Beck can't throw 4 picks. I mean, you just can't. It's okay to dump it short and let guys try to run for first downs or be a little short and get yourself in short yardage situations. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think he did the total opposite of what he said he was going to do this year, and he's been doing this year, and that's not play hero ball. If you remember, he said before game 1, he's going to trust his athletes, trust his guys. And if you look back in 2024 at Georgia, he played a little hero ball, forced the ball a bit downfield. 2023 trusted his guys. And if you go back and watch the film against Louisville, we had checkdowns open. We had tight ends in the flats open. And it's just more of him like, you know, trusting a Malachi Tony over the top. But, you know, you can't throw into triple coverage and expect a young man to come down with it every time. So, yeah, I mean, listen, there's only, one other quarterback in the most recent years that threw 4 interceptions in University of Miami and 1. But, you know, good thing we didn't have social media back then because I think everybody else would have won killed Ken Dorsey against Boston College with the 4 picks, even though we pulled out that game as well.
Right. So you bring up the question I had. You just tied right into it. Too much looking for Malachi and CJ. Do we have to start looking at some of the other guys that are lining up in 3 and 4 wide and maybe go to the tight end more?
I mean, I think it's a trust thing, right? Who does your quarterback trust? I think coming into
the that's clear.
He told me a couple of names that I was kind of like, okay, these are freshmen, but he actually went for them and stuff like that. And again, other guys, we all know in sports, you know, there's Joe playing football. Quarterbacks, coaches, it's trust. If you're trusted in practice and I know you're going to run this route in practice and execute it, then I'm going to come find you in the game. And if you're not doing everything right in practice, probably not going to get on the field, or you're probably not going to get the ball in that situation. And obviously, we had the debacle at the end of the game where a bunch of questions were asked. He answered it, and then he said something about the route being wrong. I have no problem with that as a former player, as long as behind closed doors. It was one of those things that we talked player to player, team to team. We hold each other accountable, and we move on. It's one of those things when you have immature teams and there's finger pointing that doesn't work. But as long as you have a mature team, that will work.
You know, there's been a lot of talk here behind the scenes, especially when things don't go well, about J.J. Trader. You know that. Is he getting closer? I felt like he was I know he's been injured a lot, but I felt like he got in a little doggy house there for a little bit as well. Are we going to see him this year? Because my take is this, to be very honest. If he ain't playing, he ain't staying here pretty soon.
All right, you know the only person that can answer that, right? That's JoJo Trader.
Right.
He's got to look himself in the eye and say, what do I got to do? What haven't I done to get on the field? We know one thing about Coach Cristobal. He is going to play the best player. Don't care if you're a senior.
Yep.
Don't care if you're a true freshman, but you're going to earn it in practice. So everyone that's saying, oh, this is some conspiracy. There's never been no conspiracy. Nobody wants to win more University of Miami than Coach Cristobal. I don't care if you're a fan. I don't care if you're a coach of a player on the team from high school. Nobody wants to win more than Coach Cristobal, and he's going to put the guys on the field that's going to make this team most successful, and that's earned it in practice. And you're right. If JoJo's playing, he's probably leaving. If he's not playing, he's probably leaving at the end of the season. And guess what? That's okay, because we live in a world where next NIL period, you go get a guy that's caught what he caught last year, 6 balls.
Yeah. No,
I mean, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's just, you go out there to practice early on. He just looks so good in spring at times. And just
so
all
smooth.
This talent. He route running, you could tell he's well coached. And it's just, and we got teased in the bowl game, but it just hasn't worked out. So anyway, I was going to ask you about that. Line of scrimmage and the running game. Running too much inside between the tackles, trying to stuff everything inside. What is it? We've been bragging about this offensive line. The numbers last couple of weeks have not been as good in the running game.
Yeah, I think both teams. I think Florida State sold out on the run. I think they did a great job selling out the run, and we hit everything over the top. And I think Louisville just did a great defensive. I think they just had great game plans against us.
Yes.
But I would like to see us bounce it outside a little bit with Jordan Lyle coming back and having that speed in the backfield. Again, I'm not no offensive coordinator. I don't go watch film every single week. But I think there's opportunities to hit it outside, make some big plays with a home run hitter like himself.
Defensively, I was surprised to see we had talked so much about Chris Bell and how good he was on crossing routes. I mean, that was a scouting report that everybody could read, and he beat us on crossing routes. And this guy has done, this defense coordinator has been right on point to this, and to see that and then see them give up over 100 yards to a running back, I did not see those two things happening in that game. Did you? That surprised you?
No, because we talked about it in the pregame as well. The two guys you have to look out for, Isaac Brown and Chris Bell. But I think we also did exactly what we didn't do the first 5 games of the season. We had the most missed tackles of the year. We had some miscommunication where we were knocking each other off on that Chris Brown crossing route. But we all know what, man covers, crossing routes are the best man beaters. And Brom schemed this up very well. I also think the defense did a great job in not giving up any points on those 4 picks, one being taking a knee. If your team gave you up 24 points in the season, that's the highest they've done so far, you should win those games with the offense we have.
Yeah. I thought Carson Beck, I know Coach didn't want to say this, I thought he looked confused at times where they were showing him a lot of different looks. They had 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, and sometimes they'd show up, and sometimes they were going back into coverage, and I just never thought he got comfortable in the game with some of the things they were throwing at him defensively.
I agree. And I think that goes to Carson and Dawson. Obviously, we don't know what's being called in the huddle, so we have to assume what we think the play is from the stands. But there has to be communication with, hey, this is what they're kind of running. This is what they're looking for. This is what they're dropping into. Here's the route concepts that we're going to switch to. Now, also, are your guys being able to switch, during post-snap? As your receivers understanding man, zone, cover 3, what's the hot route, what's not the hot route, or tight ends understanding it. Obviously our running backs have done a great job picking up the blitzes, but now it takes everybody in offense to adjust those hot routes and understand being on the same page.
Hey, by the way, we were talking earlier today about statues, and we know the Heisman Trophy winners are going to have a statue coming up here. We're also just talking about how hard it is to try to figure out who to put in the Hall of Fame with the amount of guys. And by the way, it's not what you did. I don't think it's what you did in the NFL. It's how great you were in college, which, my God, from your teams back, there are just so many great players. Give me some guys that you see are going to be in there that aren't there yet that I'm missing.
So I would say off of my team, off the top of my head, that's not in yet. I think Olsen's going to be in it if he's not in it already. I think Beeson's going to be in it.
Oh, yeah, those guys. Yeah. By the way, that's both levels of football.
Yeah.
Stuff.
And I mean, you're talking about college and NFL. Again,
no. It's that's not what the Hall of Fame is about. What you did at the university.
It's strictly what you did at Miami.
Yes.
that changes it up to them because we had guys that obviously got injured in the league that played well at Miami. But you know why it's tough? This is why it's tough, right? Obviously,
it's rough because you had so many friggin' great players.
Exactly. And guys really only played 1 or 2 years, right? Yeah. Like, that's like, I remember everyone talk about, like, best linebacker of all time and names get thrown around. Well, we all know Thunder Dan is the best Miami linebacker in college football of all time, but also Thunder Dan played 4 years. A lot of guys played 2 years. So you don't get the numbers that Thunder Dan had,
No, that's a great point. He came in off the probation or during the probation. Yep. He was one of the guys that wanted to be at the U, by the way, one of the most loyal U guys. And he was able to come in day one and play, which he played at a high level. But, yeah, that was one of those true freshmen that came in. You went, holy crap, did we hit a home run on this one?
Yeah, if you look back, I can look back at my freshman year, and you're talking about John Vilma, DJ Williams. Then behind them was Rocky McIntosh and Leon Williams, and behind him was John Beeson and Willie Williams. So it's like you don't get to play those 4 years. You better make 2 years great and then go to the league.
By the way, I thought your boy Beast, he got me because I did the All-Star game we had on NBC, and he tore it up, man, as a running back. And I went, boy, that big back. I go, forget that defensive stuff. Safety, linebacker, forget that. He's a friggin' run. Man, that guy, people, I don't think realize just how good he was. And by the way, they had a lot of guys back then. Sean Taylor was a hell of a running back, too. They had a lot of guys that could do a lot of different things besides the position they ended up playing, for sure. So he was.
Well, if you talk to the teams that I played on, we probably had 10 defensive players that wanted to play quarterback, running back, and receiver better than the guys we had. Because if you look about it, right, DJ Williams played fullback his freshman year in the Sugar Bowl. Then you had Sean, that was an outstanding receiver and running back at Gulliver, and then Beeson was an outstanding running back at Chapman.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
We had dudes, and you had Roscoe Parrish that played receiver in high school. Quarterback in high school as well.
Yes, he did at Miami High School. Gosh, you're right. Andre Johnson.
I'll tell you what, we had some good trash talking in practice, and dudes were playing all types of positions when we did a little 7-on-7 before we got on the buses for games.
Hey, I got to tell you, Brian, it's always great having you, man. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us. And keep this thing rolling, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you having me. Hopefully you'll get to one of these practices or we'll have to grab a drink sometime.
That sounds good as long as you don't double up on me, those Johnny Walker Blue doubles or something crazy. All right, thank you.
Listen, that wasn't me. Don't put me out there like that. I only drink one thing. That was not me. That was not me.
You know who that was. That was Vladdy Daddy all day. All day, Vladdy
all day, Vlad.
Yeah. They're very funny, though. I laughed my ass off. Anyway, hey, Brian, thank you.
You're welcome, my man. Appreciate it.
Brian Monroe, Miami Hurricanes. Countdown to kickoff. Working with Woody on the show. You can hear it this Saturday again. And you can get out to Hard Rock and see Brian Monroe as well. Hard Rock app, man. All you guys are already on it. I don't know why I'm even bringing it up. Hey, I want to talk to you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Oh, I got some great news today I want to share with everybody. My good friend Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage has an amazing offer. It's called Hometown Heroes Program. He's helping first responders such as law enforcement, healthcare professionals, educators, firefighters, and military vets with up to $35,000 in closing costs and down payment assistance with low fixed rates and no prepaid penalties. All that, yes, give Michael a call on his cell phone, 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. You can learn more about the Hometown Heroes program. That's Michael Kotze, who, by the way, the rates, I believe, are still in the fives right now. He's helping with debt consolidation to help you, man. If first-time home buyers, does great programs for everybody, self-employed, been declined by the banks. I can go on and on. Hey, the guy's always working. He's ready to help you. All you have to do is call or text him, 561-441-2730, MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change, daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. We want to thank Eric Reed and Brian Monroe for joining us to talk a little bit about the Miami Heat. They kick it off in Orlando tonight. And, of course, Brian Monroe, part of our broadcast team here for WQM for the Miami Hurricanes football season as they get set to take on Stanford this Saturday. By the way, we haven't talked much about it today with everything going on, including the great night, by the way. Good win for the Panthers, and even better was the story that happened with it. It was just a real special night for everybody, and so it was great stuff. And they came home with a win and got back to 4-4 on the season, and open a little homestand here, and hopefully we'll be able to get the coach on here a little bit. Brad Marchand, though, special night. Nice tribute to him. He got pretty emotional. I just thought it was cool to see. You know, you never know, and I don't think he had an idea. Even though he gave him everything he had for 16 years, I sense he wasn't sure if he was going to get boo birds or, hey, you know, you went to the enemy in the Panthers, who are wearing all those teams out in the East right now in the playoffs, have been. And so anyway, good stuff for him last night. They were cheering and he got emotional. It was just fantastic. All right. I wanted to say this morning. We haven't talked much about the Dolphins, but we are at a very low spot, as you know, right now. 1-6, coming off a really bad loss. I put some extra really and bad in there for you. 31-6 loss to a team that's not very good in the Browns. Everybody knows that. 11 penalties, the 4 turnovers, a lot of bad numbers. 1 for 13 on third down. It was an official low point. And in my opinion, I don't know if anybody'd really argue with it, in Mike McDaniel's 4 years here. This is rock bottom, and things you're saying and, you know, what you're going to do and all those things. And this can be tough. You're getting ready. This Sunday, you play in Atlanta against the Falcons, who only 3-3, but got some real good numbers overall on offense and defense. I don't know if Michael Penix is going to start or Kirk Cousins. I guess Michael Penix is a little banged up right now, but they got Robinson at running back, who has just been sensational. By the way, not just running the ball, but catching it. 30 catches for 390 yards. Hell, there's wide receivers like to have those numbers that he's putting up. So he's sneaking up on 1,000 yards already. So one of the better or best running backs in the game right now, Kyle Pitts and Drake. It's going to be, you know, they got their hands full. But this is big. I know a lot of people were waiting yesterday and thought something might happen. They might make a change, and they're not. Stephen Ross, the same messages have come out that we're going to give it more time and see if these guys can't get it turned around. And I know you're rolling your eyes going, look, you had that tough loss against the Chargers. Man, you had to get to 2-5 against that Browns team, who has all kinds of problems. Listen, they had 200 yards of offense. Everybody ripped the defense all they want. They had 200 yards of offense, and they scored 31 points. Give you an idea how bad things were everywhere, especially on offense, which leads me to the other problem. Mike McDaniel has got to get Tua going, because he has not looked very good. And as Bo said, and a lot of other people have said, that is one of the worst games. Forget in Tua's career, it's just one of the worst games we've seen from a starting quarterback. I don't rank him. I don't know. I know we've had some bad ones through the years, especially during this drought of not being able to win a playoff game. We've had a lot of bad quarterback play, but that thing was not what you would expect or think you'd get from Tua, who now has 6 interceptions the last 2 games. Some of them against Chargers were not his fault. The ones in this last game were his fault. So there's a lot of things. Mike talked about changes that he might have to make after they have that honest conversation after watching tapes as a team. So I'm dying to see, besides Dante Trader, went from 34 snaps against the Chargers and didn't play at all. Not one snap as a rookie safety, who they liked a lot until Monkaki caught the pass that set him up for the short field goal and the win against the Chargers. So I would just say this, with this team, things are this thing could break. It could. And they're going to say all the right things. The players are going to say the right things. Coaches are going to say all the right things, and we're going to stay together. We're committed to get this thing and all those things. Mike's talking about benching some people that didn't play well. First of all, do you want to bench rookies that are struggling? Or do you want them to keep trying to develop to see what you have for the future? The second part is, if you bench the wrong veterans, you could completely lose this team. Even if the guy missed tackles or missed what, they're in a tough one. And I'm going to give you another warning too, that I waited till late 8 o'clock to say today. You better get Jalen Waddle the football, more than one catch for 15 yards, or you're going to lose him. There's already been little things that have taken place on social media. I don't pay attention. I was just told. Which I guess you're trying to make a statement with that, your frustration or whatever. But you got to get him the ball. You have to. You should want to get – he is clearly your best pass receiver, especially with Waller out for this game.
How about go make an impact on the game instead of crying on social media about it?
Well, I don't know if that's crying. I don't know. Like, I don't know exactly what he did.
But that's the thing now. These guys do is no one takes accountability, right? And they just go on social media and they cry about how they want to leave.
Well, they don't cry. They just it's a move you make. Apparently, it's not he said something or he said I'm out, I'm done. He didn't do any of that. It's just, well, what do? You delete your football stuff. I don't know.
But it's just like, why don't you go out there and make some plays instead of worrying about your Instagram account?
How about they throw him the football a few more times than 4 targets?
You think at some point, though, someone from that organization needs to say something like, we're riding with these guys the rest of the season. Stop asking, because it's just going to turn into, the more this goes on, the longer this goes on, it's going to turn into a bigger and bigger clown show. You're going to get people flying airplanes. You're going to get the national media cooking you every week. At some point, don't you just come out and say, we are not making a coaching change this season?
No, you don't say that.
You're just going to let it linger and just continue to get the fans all riled up every single week?
I think they have a game plan.
You talk to the fans. You know where they're at.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about they have a game plan, and our owner is being very patient, to say the least, but I think he has a game plan.
And what is his game plan?
I'm guessing if things don't get better the next few weeks, you'll find out.
We said that every week. Carolina comes back and beats you. This is rock bottom.
Honestly,
you go and get blown out by the Browns. This is rock bottom. Every week is rock bottom.
It is rock bottom right
now. But every week has been rock bottom. At
what do you want to do?
I say something. Somebody from the organization should say something.
I agree with
because you have furious fans. And, Joe, you know what the bottom line is, Joe?
The problem I have with you want to dump. Everybody has a bad game. You want to dump.
It doesn't matter what I want to do.
Yeah.
You got fans that are spending a lot of money, and you got fans that spend their Sundays watching this crap product. At some point, someone from that organization should say something.
I agree.
To at least act like you care about the fans.
I totally agree.
Let's pretend we care and hear what they're saying.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that, by the way. I was frustrated.
Have Stephen Ross put out another letter. Hey, we believe in these guys. We're going to ride with them, and we'll reevaluate at the end of the season. Great.
Well, that
way we don't have to spend every single Monday when they blow these games and they get blown out. We don't have to spend every Monday talking about who needs to go.
Yeah.
Because it's getting exhausting week to week.
Is it getting exhausting? Are you exhausted?
You're not?
I am. Are you?
Yeah. It's getting very tiring every single week to talk about, we've hit rock bottom.
I do.
Players go, we got to look in the mirror.
Woody, I do wish somebody at the top
just say something.
Would say something besides the secondhand stuff from NFL Network.
Yeah, I know.
He's giving them more time. He wants to be patient. He really likes these guys.
Sources close to the owner.
Yeah, I don't want to hear those. I'm with you. Just come out and say something. We don't need the NFL Network to speak on your behalf or anybody else. I totally agree. Totally agree with you. Woody, on that.
Glad we agree on something today. That's good.
Yeah, not a lot, but I do agree with you on that one.
That's rare.
We've got our guy. I said, Brian Baldinger is going to join us, our Odyssey NFL insider. We'll go
He's
around
down
the
on the
NFL.
Dolphins.
Everybody's down on the team. How can you not? That was a bad loss, man. And it wasn't that – I think everybody thought it was going to be close. Don't get me wrong, because they were limited offensively. Nobody thought the game was going to be over after a pick six to start the third quarter. It was over. That was it. There wasn't anybody in that game or sitting at home that was a Dolphin fan or a Browns fan that didn't say, hey, the game's over. Hey, right now I want to talk to you about something that can help you. And listen, if you're really active, you know the deal. If you're competitive and active in sports, team or individual sports, sooner or later we all get injured. It just stinks. Baptist Health South Florida put together a top-notch, first-class sports medicine program. Boy, one of the tops in the country. People ask me all the time, where are the pros go? I go, Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins. All trusted great doctors that work at Baptist Health South Florida. They put together a team of specialists, not just team doctors, but specialists for the knee, shoulder, foot, and ankle, hand, back, hip, and knee replacement, Achilles. We're talking about doctors that have seen your injury over and over again, see it and operated on it every day. And with the great facilities we have on top of it, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, at Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility, and the new facility on 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. The next time you have an injury and you're concerned and want to go where the pros go, just visit baptisthealth.net/ortho.
Home of the price, see through our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who snapped their 4-game losing streak, beating the Bruins 4-3. Boston tied the game with 1:31 to play. Then Carter Verhaeghe scored the game winner with 25 seconds left. Brad Marchand had 2 assists in his return to Boston. The Cats will now return home to host the Penguins tomorrow night. And to the Heat will open up their season tonight in Orlando. Tip-off from the Kia Centers at 7. The game can be heard right here on WQAM. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, where we are joined by Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side, Joe.
All right, Woody, let's go right to him. Baldy joins us, as he always does, 9 o'clock here. Baldy, how you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Joe. I'm doing fine. Doing well, man. I'm kind of putting week 7 behind me and start looking ahead here to what's coming up this weekend.
Yeah, well, can I?
Yeah.
It's been rough down here, man. I'm just trying to think how I could say this. 31-6 loss to the Browns and just –
So let me ask you, Joe, what was worse, the weather or the Dolphins play?
The Dolphins play. The weather gets no part in the mid-60s on game, and it wasn't even that rainy in the second half, and the wind didn't blow like it was supposed to. There's no excuse to be that bad.
Yeah. No, it was, to see, like, literally all rookies, put up 31 points, Joe. I mean, look, I'm watching these plays, and there's Dylan Gabriel, a third-round pick, and Harold Fannin, and Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson. I'm looking at like a college all-star team.
Yeah.
Go out there and, run the ball like they did. That 46-yard touchdown, by Quinshon Judkins where, Minka misses the tackle, he pierces the line of scrimmage. I'm looking at these rookies and I'm like, and 2 really backup offensive tackles. I'm like, that's not a good performance.
Yeah, and by the way, you left out Swessinger at middle linebacker, who makes every freaking tackle.
Exactly. He's something else, man.
What a rookie class. I know they got problems, and we got up there, and they were, before the game, we all talk, and they go, oh, my God, we got problems everywhere, and we can't score points. This is –
right.
And then all of a sudden, the game's over to start third quarter after a pick 6. Right up, first play, third quarter, pick 6. Yep. And that game – it was done. So, I mean, I don't know how long Mike can hold this thing together. I really don't, because that's a tough one. And now you're going to Atlanta, where they have a legit, I know they're 3-3 and coming off a tough loss to the 49ers, but they got a great running game. They're playing pretty good defense. That's going to be a tough one. Boy, the defense better make sure whatever their assignments are, they better make sure they do them, because this Robinson kid is having a hell of a year.
And they're licking the wounds after just getting really whipped pretty good by a bunch of no-names in San Francisco on defense, Joe. They shut down Bijan, and that's hard to shut down. But, going into that game against San Francisco, they were leading the NFL, rushing 151 yards a game. That's what they want to do. And they got a receiver in Drake London who's a tough guy to guard, especially against that Dolphin secondary. So I'm sure they're looking to rebound off a miserable performance, in San Francisco. So they've been up and down. So you don't know exactly what, but they whipped Buffalo, get beat by San Francisco. I'm sure they're looking to get right this weekend.
Hey, one thing. I know you study all the offensive lines. What are you seeing from this group in front of Tua? Some people, that love Tua say, oh, it's the offensive line and it's not good enough. And I'm like, well, I see quarterbacks running for their life everywhere. So nobody's got a perfect pocket for a full game.
Well, I think the right guard, Cole Strange, is, below average player. Larry Borum is a backup player. Aaron Brewer's okay. I think the left tackle's actually, outside of maybe 1 or 2 plays, Chris Bawley, I think he's playing well.
Yeah.
I think he's got a chance to be pretty good. The rookie is just a rookie. So, I'm all for just playing him.
Got to play him. Got to keep playing him, yeah.
Just keep playing him. But, I think the right side is very average, Joe, to below average right now. And it's an issue. Achane is an unbelievable player. He's like the whole offense right now. Look, 2 or 3 interceptions. 1 went through a receiver's hands. 1, he's just getting whacked in the end zone. And I thought there was one really bad throw, but he's the fall guy right now.
Yeah. Hey, let's go around the league. Speaking of that, how about this thing with the Jets? This thing has gotten crazy.
Sure.
Justin Fields gets benched. I don't know if they're going to play him again. Tyrod Taylor probably going to take over. Woody Johnson came out, even though he's got $30 million guaranteed this year and next year. It doesn't look good for Justin Fields going forward, does it?
Well, the soundbite that's traveling right now is, we can't complete a pass, which is true. But, the coach, I just did the thing with the Jets before I was on with you here, Joe. Like, Aaron Glenn hasn't even talked this week yet, and the owners basically already, shipped the quarterback out of town. And so, like that, I don't know. He says he talks to his coach every day, so maybe they already know it, and it's just going to be, an aftermath here. But, look, they're the Dolphins are happy. That's their only win right now, against just a horrible franchise, right now. And they're not, they can't score a point, Joe.
Yeah.
The defense is giving up 13 points a game. They can't score a touchdown.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. No, I got you on that one. Hey, I want to ask you, I know you do a lot, Baldy's breakdown, especially on offensive line. The Colts might have the best offensive line in football right now. Is that possible, or is that an exaggeration?
No, it's not an exaggeration. They're really good. I mean, the offense is an amazing offense. They should easily be 7-0.
Yes.
The wide receiver made a boneheaded play against the Rams to lose the game, but like they, and it's interesting, Joe. Like Taylor Bortolini is the center. Like I think he was a 4th round pick out of Wisconsin. The kid Gonzalez, the right guard, was a 4th round pick out of Pitt. Outside of Quentin Nelson, it's not like they're putting a lot of resources. Braden Smith has been there, but they've rebuilt that offense line, and they use all their tight ends. That kid, this tight end, Tyler Warren, is like he is a beast. He's just a beast, Joe. Like I met the kid at Penn State Pro Day last year. He don't say 2 words. The guy can play quarterback. He can play receiver. He can play any position at tight end, receiver. Like he's just an athlete and as tough as can be.
What a great pick. By the way, the stories, Patriots, Colts, and even the Broncos now in that great comeback is sitting there at both at 5-2. The Patriots got a chance to win this AFC East.
Yeah, they do. The quarterback's completing 75% of his passes, Joe. And it's not like he's dinking and dunking. Like he threw the ball down the field to that Keishawn Butte for 39 yards. He couldn't throw it in. Marino couldn't throw it any better. I mean, it was a great throw. But the kid's big. He's tough. They fixed their offensive line. Got a couple rookies on the left side who are playing great. They're just a really well-coached team. They don't beat themselves right now. Yet they could win it, Joe, because defensively, they're a lot better defensively than Buffalo is right now.
How do you bounce back when you're the Giants up 19-0 late in that third and lose that game to the Broncos? I thought we're watching it coming home from the game. That's unbelievable to go to 5-2. Denver, I thought would get off to a better start against them, but being able to come back and win, that's got to be a tough one for the Giants to bounce back from.
Well, and there's some coaching decisions that are real questionable about it, Joe, because the quarterback, you can't put the quarterback under the hot lights for an interception. He should never have even thrown the ball in that situation. They should have run it. The clock was the enemy for the Broncos, and it was a major gaffe on Brian Dable. The good thing is the rookies are really good players. I mean, Jackson Dart's the real deal. He is an unbelievable player and competitor. And the running back, Scadaboo, I'm going to see him this week against the Eagles. It's going to be tough to come back, but that kid is resilient, though. He gives them a chance. They don't have any star receivers or anything, and they went up to Denver with the best defense line in football, and they went up and down the field on them. So I think the coaching staff and can take a lot of heat, but the quarterback I think is going to bounce back just fine.
Odyssey NFL Insider Brian Baldinger here with us. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Baldy, the NFC West, man, what a story. 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams all at 5-2. The Rams are starting to look like I thought they were going to look after what they did at the end of the year. Actually played Philadelphia tougher than anybody. Who do you like to win that division?
I like the Rams to win it, but I mean, Seattle's going to I love what San Francisco's doing, Joe. Like, you just turn that game on and you watch a team pursue under Robert Saleh on defense.
Yeah.
Like, you literally, you got to go to the Our Lads book and find out who some of these guys are. I mean, and I do this every day for a living, Joe, and it's hard, but they get to the football, and that was amazing. But I think it's going to run out, losing, Fred, losing Nick. Like, eventually it's going to, it's not going to keep winning games. But Seattle is very, very good. Jackson Smith and Jigman, nobody can cover that guy. But I think the Rams look like the best team to me. Like, if Stafford keeps taking snaps and you get Nakua back, like, and the way they fixed that defense and drafted those kids, they look like the best team to me.
Hey, all of a sudden, man, I had the Chiefs down and out with Baltimore, and they're going, no. We're good to go. Boy, they have looked good the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they sure have. And getting Xavier Worthy back, they got so much speed at receiver. And Mahomes is still the same guy, and the offense line's played better. And now they got Rashee Rice back. They got all their weapons. Andy Reid is like tinkering and drawing up new plays right now as we speak. And they all seem to work. And when get that speed on the outside going, it opens everything up for Travis Kelce to do his thing. So, and Spags is a great defensive coordinator. I don't know anybody that's going to beat them in the AFC right now.
Yeah, boy, that's going to be a tough one. And Mahomes is looking like Mahomes for sure. Hey, busy trade deadline coming up or not in the next couple of weeks? Do you expect there to be a lot of moves? Or
I do.
I do too.
Yeah, because, we got so many bad teams in this league right now, Joe. And if you're like, there's bad teams, you might as well start getting as many chips as possible, start building. Because you got to build through the draft. You got to hit on your draft picks. And so I can see veteran players that make a lot of money that could change teams right now. That, the Eagles need a pass rusher in the worst way. I mean, the Buffalo Bills need a corner in the worst way. You can see these teams that want to compete that might be a player short or two players short. They're going to go, we'll give up some assets and we'll spend some money and we'll go fix our weaknesses in our team. And so I could see there would be a lot of movement here.
Hey, Baldy, I want to ask you about Lamar Jackson. Boy, he better hurry back because they are just about out of this thing. They keep losing. It won't matter what kind of winning streak they go on at the end of the season. Are they getting healthier, or do you expect a lot of guys to be coming back over the next week or two?
Well, even if Lamar comes back, defensively, they actually played a good game against the Rams for the first time all year. So maybe some of the guys they added, Alohi Gilman and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, they've added a bunch of safeties that were, they couldn't stop the ball from going over their head for a while. So maybe they're going to get a little better defensively. I mean, if Lamar could bring this team out of the crypt, I've talked to one coach. They thought if they get to 1-5, which where they're at right now, it might be too deep to come out of. And, Cincinnati looks better, and Pittsburgh, is still pretty good. So I don't know that they can, rebound from being 1-5 right now.
Hey, Josh Allen, and especially not just Josh Allen struggling a little bit on offense, but that defense looked a little shaky. I know they had the bye week coming off that. You expect the Bills to still win 10, 11 games or not?
I don't know. They play Carolina this week that can really run the football, Joe, and that's like their biggest weakness right now. If they can't stop the run with Carolina this week, who's playing great football, won 3 games in a row, then I think it could be, this thing might really collapse for them right now. They need, the MVP Josh Allen to kind of show up this weekend and rescue this team right now.
Baldy, it's always great having you, man. God, you all this stuff going around the league. It's been fun. We got so many great stories, and then of course you don't want to be the other side of the story now that the one that's going on down here is not pretty right now. But anyway, Baldy, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yep, my pleasure, Joe. I'll talk to you next week, bud.
All right, Brian Baldinger, Odyssey NFL Insider.
So also the host of the Best Football Show podcast, Insider Calls, are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Boy, you're not kidding there. Atlantic Men's Clinic's on your side, too. They want to help you. Fellas, dealing with low T and ED. I was. Not anymore, but I was. And I was embarrassed. I was absolutely embarrassed, man. You talk about confidence and, like, all those things. One thing with low T, and I was gaining weight, and I was eating the same amount of food, but I wasn't staying active, and it got bad. Then on top of that, sex drive was hit and miss for a while, and then it was just gone. Nothing at all. And I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I didn't want to go. A lot of hesitation to even go, and I'm glad I got pushed. And I went down there, and I met with them. I did the PSA test. I met with their professionals, and I found out every guy's going to go through this low T and ED. The question is how you can deal with it. And most of you are going through it right now. The question is, do you want to do something about it? You want to start feeling young again? You want to get more out of your days and your weekends? You want to get your sex drive back? I don't know. I still think it's kind of important, to be honest. Hey, set up that first appointment. If it's important to you and you think you've been thinking about this, you haven't done it, set up that first appointment with Atlantic Men's Clinic. I promise you, great results. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you, including a brand new, beautiful location in Hollywood. Call them today, 877-455-7300. Tell them Joe Rose said to give them a call. Visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Set up that first appointment. I promise you, great results. All right, I want to thank Baldy for joining us for a few minutes, talk about the NFL, a little bit about the Miami Dolphins, some of their problems right now, and on top of that, we got the opener for the Miami Heat tonight in Orlando. What a great story if you're a Panther fan last night, somewhere in the middle of that first period, Brad Marchand tribute was really, really cool to see, and he was emotional. Place was cheering and going nuts, and it didn't stop. It wasn't like a 10-second thing. He came out on the ice, and you could tell he was really touched. 16 years, one of the great players in and not only the Boston Bruins, but also those guys were saying last night, I didn't believe it a couple years ago, but what he's been able to do, he's probably a Hall of Famer. So had a great game last night as well, going back to the team that he spent 16 years with. So a lot of just a great story. And then, of course, Carter Verhaeghe gets that winning goal with 25 seconds left. So a lot of good stuff on the way home. Rough road trip, losing 4 out of 5, but back home at 4-4 on the season. And got a nice little homestand coming up here starting tomorrow with Pittsburgh. And then on top of that, hey, we were talking before about the statues and who's next to get a statue or who deserves one that you see coming. I would say Pat Riley, first one I think of. What Pat's done since he's been here, either as a coach or front office, but definitely being able to do the things he's done as not only a great head coach, but also one of the great presidents in the history of the NBA. He really is. He's been unbelievable, and it's more than just a floor for me. It's a statue at some point for him. The other guy is, when it's all said and done, is going to be Barkov. Barkey is going to be up there. He's going to have a statue out in front in Sunrise. It will be the first one. And, again, went through some years here where we weren't very good, was a first-round pick, and one of the great two-way players. I see that happening. The third one that I brought up before, not that he's been here a long time, but if I'm getting ready to open a new stadium, I'm having a statue of Messi up there while he's still playing. I'm not waiting till it's over. That will draw people in as one of the greatest, if not the greatest soccer player of all time. To the Moss family, I know you guys are smart. I know you guys are smart enough to know that Messi's getting a statue outside of that beautiful new stadium you're putting up there. It's going to be in next year, right, Woody? Woody, am I right? I'm not missing a year.
They're building it quick.
Yeah.
Every time I drive by that thing, it's making progress.
It is moving. What? By the way, when the Moss brothers are building that thing in Fort Lauderdale, I swear to God, went up in like a week.
Yep.
I mean, it went from weeds to 20,000+ people.
Texter said Greer deserves a statue at the front of Waste Management.
Yeah, no, I'm
not touching that.
I'm not touching that. Everybody knows how I feel about Chris Greer's running this and this roster. There's nothing to be
I
said.
wasn't trying to bring you back down.
Fine.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's
kind of a funny text.
Don't have many things to. Yeah. Feel like you do. I just say that I feel like if you're listening right now, I feel like you do.
Yeah.
That's all. There's
I think we're all united in that, at least.
I mean, I
think people feel differently about the quarterback. Like there's still a split on that one. I don't think there's much of a split. Talk about the guy picking the players.
But he's tied into that too.
I mean, just objectively speaking, he's done a bad job.
He's tied into that. And that's the most important position. And at some point, you just can't blame other people. That's all. I mean, that's it.
Even Baldy's turning salty towards the Dolphins. He's tried to be positive.
Listen, man, they hit a new low. What happened in Cleveland? That was a new low. You can't blame it. I know some national guys are saying, "See, can't play in that kind of weather." I get it was rainy a little bit, but it was warm. It wasn't 35 degrees and a little snow mixed in with a little rain, and the wind wasn't 60 miles an hour. I don't think it wasn't even 40 miles an hour. It was some wind, but it wasn't anything. Every NFL quarterback's okay throwing in that stuff. Or should be.
Someone said Zito and Paul Maurice should get statues in front of Cheesecake Factory and Yard House at Sawgrass Mills. That's your mall.
That's my walking mall.
I know. I think they probably put the statues in front of the stadium. They got that big area in the front there.
Yeah, they're not going to Sawgrass for that. They got plenty of room. You haven't been over there to Amaranth Bank Arena? You haven't seen it? You got plenty of room to do a lot of things.
I like statues. They're fun to take pictures in front of.
I agree.
The Dwayne thing is cool. Like as unusual looking as it is, it's very cool.
I walked down to that Lakers thing from our hotel.
That thing's really cool.
Nat Moore and I went down there and I go, man, this is friggin' history at its best.
I've been in that one. It's awesome.
This is history. You talk about a bunch of great players for us older folks.
The younger people have their stuff out there too.
It's like the Yankees too, out there.
Yeah, the monument thing. Yeah,
thing's unbelievable. It's like.
Can you go and just check that out? Like, I mean, is there like a walkway to get to that thing?
I went out there.
Have you been to the new stadium? You only been to the old one, right?
Well, which one did I go to with Josh?
I was there. That was the old stadium.
No, last time I was there was Josh Beckett's Game 6.
That's got to be the old stadium.
Had a great celebration. Had a great night. That was fantastic. That was. Hey, listen, man, I've been very lucky, and a combination of radio and TV going to all the championships and seeing everything. I mean it, from the first one against Dallas on their court was fantastic, to LeBron's game against Boston was unbelievable, to force another game and go on to win it, and then what the Marlins did and Josh Beckett's game. That was unbelievable.
We have some news here. Ben Bollinger sent this out. NFL executive Hans Schroeder says this morning that the owners approved the NFL's merger with the ESPN Red Zone channel and NFL Fantasy. So now ESPN's going to put their paws all over your Red Zone and Fantasy. So
does that mean they're going to like max out commercials, or what's that mean?
It means Stephen A. Smith is going to simultaneously host everything. I don't know.
He's going to run out of time between politics and
he was on
radio.
Channing's podcast the other day. Does he sleep? Does a lot, man.
Hey, I give him credit, man. He has made himself. They're not just doing that because they like him. They're doing that because he's popular.
Is he?
He's popular. What do you think? They just go around like, hey, you're.
Well, let me ask you this.
They do their research and everything.
Have you speak to a lot of people. Have you ever met anyone that tells you, like, I just enjoy listening and watching that guy?
So I'm going to tell you, a lot of people don't like him, but they follow everything he says.
It's one of those things. You don't like him, so you follow
Howard Stern's 101.
Yep.
What's he saying now?
What happened to Howard Stern?
He's doing just fine.
He's on that.
He's getting ready to get it.
Right?
He's ready to get another contract for some ridiculous amount of money in his 70s. Don't worry about old Howard.
What are you still talking about on that show? I remember like years back when he was on regular radio, they did some wild stuff on there.
Yes, they did. I don't
know what he's doing these days.
I think those days are. We had a show. We had a show from 10 to 2. That was Uncle Neil. He got after it pretty good. I'm guessing you couldn't do that stuff today.
No, but that deal's official. ESPN now owns it all.
Well, listen, man, we do have a lot of stuff we're going to be jumping into tomorrow for you for Thursday. I believe the big fella, Kim Bocamper, is going to be with us, the pride of Milpitas High School.
What was that?
Milpitas.
Boy, am I excited to see him tomorrow.
We've got
he's the leader of the press conferences, man.
Oh, you know what? You should give him some kind of standing ovation for his work
fantastic.
Recently.
He's the only reason to watch that show. I don't want to hear what those idiots have to say. I want to hear him.
My wife goes, she says, I can't turn it. She's like you. She goes, I can't turn off post game. She goes, I think Bo's really pissed off. I go, you think?
I pray every time I watch that show that somebody will say something snarky back to him. I just want to see him lose his mind.
They're not ready for that now.
No.
He got 50 years in the organization.
Bo will fight back.
Yes, he is at that age. Yes, he will.
I'll see if we can't get him going tomorrow.
All right, listen. Eric Reed, voice of the Heat on FanDuel Sports Network, going to join us tonight. Game 1 against the Magic on the road. We'll talk to Eric about what to look for and who might be playing tonight. We'll have that next.
Rock